1 second. 1 second. There we go. Alright, now I'm live on Discord and YouTube. That took a second to figure out. Alright, good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing? GM. Man, some people are weird, man. They'll be like, I love your group, man. I love your group. And then, like, I go to their Twitter and it's like they're just, like, spamming, like, posts from, like, 50 different traders. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, I don't think you really know what you like. Here in a few minutes, we'll start going over some game plans. I'm just here to say good morning first. Isn't my chat box showing? Oh, here it is. What's up, Manus? Good morning. Good morning, Brian Kennedy. Good morning, Gold Creation. Yo, driving all day. Damn, that sucks. Gotcha on the speaker. Can miss other stream. Oh, can't miss another stream. I see what you're saying. He's probably driving and couldn't type it all out. Well, Gold Creation, be safe, man. I'll try to give you some good audio updates. What is up, Susan? What's up, Matty Ice? Eric said FOMC trading pattern is linked on the trade floor. Let me actually pin what you just said. Good morning, Maddie. Good morning, Dr. J. Good morning, Carter, Robert, John G, Ruth Ann. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to go over some stuff in like a couple minutes. I just want to give people time to get in here. Because, I don't want to be like, go back to the beginning of the stream or go check Levels channel. I want the majority of people to get here so we can go over it together. Good morning, good morning. Y'all should check out Meta. One of my good friends showed me Meta on the daily. Go check out those emerging candles on Meta daily time frame. That is an extra ticker that's pretty good to watch today, in my opinion. Might get some movement outside of your overall market. I'm not going to lie, I kind of like how the market is setting up, though. We had this move over here, and it's all entirely focused around this area here. I love it. Fell down again, rejected, pre-market stuck in here. So, I mean, we're basically in the exact same scenario we were in yesterday, except we already know that this is a resistance. Whereas yesterday, we didn't know that. It was actually looking like it was a support, possibly causing even more liquidation. That's why that first move was so quick and so directional. And we're already kind of seeing it here. So we're probably going to be, I don't know, like a little bit more bearish than bullish right at the open. And it's just because we have that information that, yeah, this was a support. It broke down. If anything, we have a midterm retest away from it. Pre-markets are extended and pre-market are rejecting it. Sorry. And yeah, so it's already definitely a little bit more bearish than bullish. But it's really annoying to say that because today is one of those days where nothing really matters because FOMC is today. FOMC is pretty important. There's also crude oil inventories. I think that comes out like right at the open or an hour after the open. And then a little after lunch, going into the last 2 hours of the day, you should be getting a lot of your FOMC news, your rate decision news, your rate statement news. And then, of course, as always, I mean, this is literally as always, 30 minutes after the FOMC gets released, which is just a review of the meeting they had about a month ago, we'll get to hear from Jerome Powell. So 30 minutes after that. But that'll be later in the day. That'll be like not even just out. It'll be a little more after lunch. It'll be about 1 and 1:30 Central Standard Time. That's noon 30. Good morning, Garden. Good to see you. All right, I think it's time to start going over some stuff, which it's kind of funny I said I'm going to wait, and then I started going over SPY anyway. But good morning, everybody. And, of course, if you guys have any updates or questions or remarks or something to add on to the stream or something to add on to what's being said or shown, go ahead and share it. Go ahead and share it. In the Discord, make sure to take care of the... Or just to keep things... what should I say? I'm like trying to read and talk at the same time. Try to keep things organized, so don't just randomly post a bunch of random shit, you know. Let's try to keep it clean. I'm mainly talking to myself because I keep being the one to, you know, run off-topic conversations in trade floor. All right, let's get started though. Good morning. All right, so let's start with SPY, even though we kind of already just covered it. So again, like I said, giving us that context that we didn't have before. This is a resistance now. So again, if we can get over the resistance, then we'll probably get some good moves. We have previous day's open and high area to kind of worry about, which I don't really have it marked because it's just like really obvious to see, but it's about 565. As you can see, the open and the high are right there battling around 565. So that'll be a first target for any move that pops over this area here. Of course, any pop over pre-market high in the bottom level here is a good starting sign, but it really isn't set in stone until we pop this as well. So if you want to go ahead and take that risk over this and the pre-market high, fine. But in my opinion, you need to wait for this, and then we'll get that move into the open / previous day high. And if it rejects before that, that's going to probably be a liquidity move to break this downside again. So if you don't see that strength, and that's another thing you got to take into account. Let's say you are taking calls or just taking a mental rep, and you don't make it to your target, so you just take minimal profits or you take a small loss, right? One of those two scenarios play out. When it breaks back down, that's still context. You weren't able to make it to a target that, as we all know, is pretty logical. It's not like this is like, you know, far over the moon to make it to this area, right? It's not that crazy to think we can make it to 565 for a scalping target, right? Before making it to the overall resistance, which this is this day's halfway point, and then the fib extension from the daily time frame. So that's why that's there still. But I'm going to type all that out, and then we'll get going. But that is kind of the game plan. We're kind of, again, focused on... I mean, again, you could take a risk over that, but really you want to wait for that. We're hitting this, possibly this. If we get a rejection, which we're already kind of in the mindset for seeing, then we will most likely get a move down to here, which... Hold up. So if you really want, like, these quick, stupid arrows, this is kind of what we're looking for today. But I'm going to try to break all that down while I type all this out. So give me a second. I'll try to explain as I go. Also, a little bit right after the market open, I am going to invite Kevo into the voice chat. So if anybody wants to hear anything about SPX updates or just hear a little bit about Kevo when he joins, you'll get that chance. SPY. At the end of the stream, I was asking if anybody wanted to join, and he was like, actually, I think he was the only one to message me. So I was like, all right, yeah, why not? All right, let's type. Above pre-market high and 562. Good starting sign, but better. Previous day open / previous day high, and maybe even the higher zone up. I don't like to say zone because it's not a zone. Supply. Let me type out the context, I guess. All right. So I said above pre-market high in 562.50s is a good starting sign, but better over the 563.70s towards previous day open and previous day high, and maybe even the higher supply up. What we did not know before that we do know now is that between 562.50 and 563.70 is a resistance. So we should be a little bit more bearish than bullish from open and pre-market context, but a loss of PDL or rejection of PMH can bring those pullbacks we like to scalp. So again, kind of forming that plan around that area we talked about. So there's SPY. I'm going to go to ES now, because I promised I would do ES and NQ. So we're going to keep that promise. And honestly, it's really not a hard promise to keep because this chart is really easy to chart. Like, I'm not going to lie. The levels are really easy to get for this chart. And this is like another reason I've always been like so lost on why some people are like, oh, I can't trade with y'all because y'all trade options. It's like, okay. The system doesn't really care about if you trade options or not. The system that we use is just cares if the chart that you're looking at has price history. So you could be looking at Bitcoin, you could be looking at a chart for corn, you could be looking at fucking pairs for Forex, you know, you could be looking at equities, futures. It doesn't matter. Like, as long as there's a chart, it'll work. It's just, you know, completely different mindsets for how you actually trade each one of those, yes. But that's not what the system is based on. You could literally chart anything with this system. That's the cool part. Even if it, let's say something doesn't have pre-markets for some reason too, like, okay, you don't need that. There's so many other levels you could add. Sorry, let me get back on track. Looking good for buyers if they can poke above 56.90s towards previous day open / previous day high. That one's easy. Projection of pre-market high / 56.85s. Short-term bearish. Of course, new lows under PDL is also bearish. That one's pretty simple. / NQ. Then we'll do SPX and IWM. And then we will move the F on. Which I kind of like waiting for about 8 to start doing this now, because like it doesn't take me but 15 minutes to get all these charts done, and then it gives us another 15 to just sit here and chill and talk about whatever. Good morning, everybody. If you're just now joining, I'm not reading chat yet. I'm just kind of getting through the charts real quick. I need to find the halfway point. Whoops. I'm going to go from the high to that low. And it's not really anything fancy I'm doing here. I'm literally just using this to get the halfway of yesterday. But it just looks crazy because we got all that stuff going everywhere. Alright, because that's kind of what I'm curious about, because we had this one, and then we just fell under it completely. So I want to know where this one is. And then, honestly, it'd be probably nice to get this days as well. Which I don't typically do this, but that's just how insane these levels can be sometimes. Okay, it might as well just be using that. Okay, we'll just do this. Alright, that's a lot nicer looking, actually. So it's like barrier, barrier, barrier. So you could probably just mark it like that. And then I really feel like there should be something added here. Because that is just insane. So we'll add the previous day open on this chart, even though we never added it to any of the other charts. Because, I mean, it's pretty easy to see, and it kind of is here too, but it's just so naked there. So let's add something there. /NQ. Sorry, let me talk while I type. Better for buyers if we see not just a hold of, and then I'm going to type out that orange level, 19750, 19750s, 19752s, but a break above 19826s towards, and then same exact. It's funny, like the charts are all different, the numbers are different, but the templates are the exact same, where we have a barrier right above our pre-market's head. There's some pretty good short-term levels right under the feet of current price, right? So if that breaks, you're probably a little bit more bearish. And if we do break above, every single chart has previous day open / previous day high sitting right above that first barrier that is kind of against pre-market high ceiling right now. Every chart is literally the exact same right now, and it has been for days on end. It's just the numbers are different, the charts are different, the candles are different, but the template is the exact same. I feel like I've charted the same chart 4 times in a row now, and I hope that makes sense. But it's been like this for years. You know, it's not like NQ's on a completely different ball game than /ES every other day. Like, it's not like that. You will get those moments here and there, yes, but it's not like that more times than not. It's like that a very rare amount, actually. Better for buyers if we see not just a hold of 19752, but a break above 19826s towards PDO / PDH. Sellers looking to not just reject 19826 or 19786, but break under 19752 towards 19700 and PML, possibly PDL, that demand under. Oh, and I didn't even post the freaking chart with it. Awkward. Alright, so now we've posted SPY, ES, and Q. I gotta go to this channel. Let's do SPX and IWM. I think I need to undo. No, I don't need to change anything. Never mind. For a second, I thought I had to edit something. I thought I was gonna have to add something, but I think I already did that yesterday. Unless. I guess I could add something. I think this zone's probably throwing some people off, though. Let's see what we can do about that. I don't really want to delete it, though. This is Leland zone. Nah, I'm leaving it. It doesn't bother me. Alright, so we're going to mark it like this, because there's no point in marking it to the next day. This chart might look a little confusing, but honestly, it looks super easy. Because basically, you're looking for moves under PDL, rejections of this level, or breaks of this level. And then if anything breaks this, it's got a really easy target system here. You got that level, the high. So if it even does go that high, if we do get the rejection, you have pretty freaking important level here at 56.05 basically. And if that breaks, I would expect a pretty fast and big drop to 55.60 very, very quickly. Because if that new low is made under all of this, you know, consolidation, that's not good. That's not good at all. So I would say the most important area to watch off of is probably that. And then of course your PDL. So that's kind of what I'm going to post around for this one. There is a bunch of other levels in the screen, but that's the main one to focus on. PDL and 56.45. I'm going to just give it another number. Are the range levels I'd keep on watch. So of course breaks of those ranges are, you know, bullish or bearish depending on the direction you're going. And then IWM, last one. Huh, this is the only one, but fair enough, this is small caps. It's a lot different than the other four, the other two, I should say. So we're going to grab the previous day low, and I'm going to go up to the last red candle's high, which is that one. Edit the properties. Extend it over a few days, because why not? And then honestly, I'm going to grab the previous day high to the previous day open, just to kind of show it. Yeah, it's kind of stuck against that pre-market high, so that'll be an issue. But honestly, this one's pretty easy to look at too. It's pretty much over both of these levels. Under this, I could see this dumping into this, but you got to be careful because this is actually where we had a lot of stopped drops, and then also this is where a lot of wicking happened. So if it does fall, yes, it probably will go into the lows, but just be careful of that wicking action because that can be really hard on options. It pulling up and down very quickly on the bid and ask and stuff, so just be careful of your spreads. But if it does end up breaking, that should be a pretty fast drop. If we are getting drops on the other parts of the market, you probably will be getting IWM following it today, just because most of the market probably will move in unison together today due to all the important economic information coming out and FOMC and all that. So this is actually a pretty easy chart today. It just looks a little weird, and I feel like I've said that about a few of the charts now. It's just like they look a little awkward, but it's like, wait a minute, but it's still clean. Why does it feel that way? And I think it's just because we have such tight pre-markets inside of the previous day. Some of them are sitting towards the top part, some of them are sitting towards the bottom part. So I think that's why it feels that way, if that makes sense. And let me know what you guys think. Let me post these in chat real quick, and then I can start reading everything. All right. I saw that too, Eric. I just wasn't going to highlight it too much because I'm just tired of seeing that. I mean, it's like the 30th time these two have had a call this month, man. I'm tired of hearing it, to be honest with you. And I promise you the stock market is too. I did see that though. It's insane. Good morning, John G. Good morning, Ruth. I'm sorry, guys. I'm catching up again. Levels clean and clear again today. Yeah, it looks really nice today. I won't lie. The levels are really, really nice today. If you guys want something extra to look at, check out Meta. My boy Sinful is kind of a guru when it comes to seeing these. So what he sees, every time he mentions a ticker to me, it's almost the same setup every time. But it'll be like something along the lines of like it broke a low and it could be trying to go back up. So I always plan around that based on, or now I plan around that based on what he covers. So then I added the PDCP, I added the PDL, And it gives you a pretty good day trade chart. If you look above 587 50s into 590s, you might actually have a good move. And then if it ends up breaking that, well, that's that 90% we talked about. So that should also get a pretty good move into the lows of this right here, into the high of this day. So you could see Meta 600 over the next couple days if the market's settling and Meta ends up getting good momentum. But if the market sells off, I don't see this getting to 600s anytime soon. But just keeping that in mind, based on that setup, that does have some impact behind it. But there is, of course, some conditions. Good morning and happy FAMOC Wednesday. What's up, Sand Dollar? Good morning, Greg. Good to see you. Carter said, just a thought with the entry types, we break pre-market high in that 563.83. Is it logical to think as a stronger 40% entry, or we still wait for retest? All personal preference over the trade. Let me see. See what you mean here. You said 563.83. Yes, that's kind of what I mean. I just don't know how to word it, but that actually how you said it is the right way. You said as a stronger 40% entry. That is how I would see it. Yes, because you are already aware it's like a big resistance, and you have that pre-market high there. So like this is already a 40%, but then it does that too. And it's like it's a little bit more, you know. But I don't want to sit there and be like, "Oh, it's a new entry type, guys." Like, no, it's just a stronger open range breakout, in my opinion, if it happens. But yes, I would think that is a logical way to think about that, Carter. And like you said, personal preference too, because some people might not even care. Like I don't know if you guys saw like my trade review yesterday on the trade I took. I literally traded a midterm retest and I didn't even realize it. I was just looking because I don't want to trade the first breakout, right? Because that might stop, and I was correct to think so. It literally did. So I just found the very next bearish couple of candles I liked, and then I just waited. I just got in a decent part of the chart. I marked a level that said I'm going to short under. I got into a bearish candle on it. Now I had to wait a couple minutes, so that was a little awkward. But then I went back and back tested it, and I didn't realize this. But this was also a midterm retest. I didn't even mark that though. That was not why I traded it. But I went back and back tested. I was like, holy shit, that was actually like perfect. Good luck doing that again. With like, you know, that amount of luck, because that wasn't why I had planned it. But it's just like, find your reasons, find your templates. Like, I love midterm retests because I don't like open range breakouts. So try to get good at midterm retests. And it's the easiest shit to draw. It's just like, I would say none of our stuff is hard to draw. Like, when we get a gap down or a gap up and you're marking the gap fib, is that not easy to watch on the 5 and 1 minute to like look for those trades? It's the same exact level. You know, it's like you get a breakout. Okay, we'll mark that fib to wherever it stops, the very first time it stops in the 5 minute. Then jump down to the 1. Do you get any kind of trades there? It really is that simple. And it's funny because like I have 3 different live trading series playlists on my entire like group now. One of them lasted a month. One of them was just like me uploading as I wanted to, and then one of them was kind of like even more so than that. But in each one of those playlists, you go to them, they're all explaining that. They all go over half of my trades are that exact template. And it's funny because it's like that's what we talk about in here. It's not like I'm not trying to sit here and explain like that's the best trade you should find. I'm saying find your template, find your groove, find your better trade that you like to take, find your edge, and then stick to it. Like really build into it more over time. Like for a few months, mainly look for that setup. Like there's other things you could trade, but mainly look for that setup as we're trading. You love the corn chart? No, you're good, Carter. I like the curiosity. Keep it up. Morning, everyone. Great, man. What's up, Scott? I kind of like that we're charting futures. Yeah. It was a big request by some of you back then, and then more and more of you have asked, so I was like, why the fuck not? You know? They're just charts to me. And I've been saying for the longest time, like, they're literally the same thing as SPY and Triple Q and IWM. Like, there's really no difference when you're charting them, and like, the active... how you trade them is different, but how you look at them when you're trading them does not change at all. There's no difference behind that, and that was why I was trying to explain that. But I'm glad you like it though, Alst, because I know some of you were looking for this. Aloha SF, good to see you. Right, I like the retest, but if a stronger 40 pops up, trade it accordingly. Exactly. I draw them on the reg. Good. Yeah, I'm not joking, man. Those, like, I don't know what made me realize how to draw those, but I'm addicted to the open range breakout fib. And then, of course, the Leland fibs, whether it's the drawdown because of break of structure or a gap down or gap up, or even the buy the dip, right? Where, like, it kind of happened yesterday. We get our drawdown. And you know what's funny, too? Like, I'm not trying to be weird or anything, but, like, this is something you could have called out. Not the drop, but, like, what it did the rest of the day. You could have called that out. And we kind of did in the stream. And I think sometimes I say this to y'all, and then it does get a move, and you think, like, oh, Bueller was wrong. It's like, no, I'm not wrong. I'm calling out for the passive situation, right? So if we get a drawdown move or a big up move in the first part of the day or the second part of the day, I am expecting the lunch session to be bullshit, right? Now, the last part of the day, that could get some really good moves, and we didn't get that yesterday. But now this might be playing into the fact that we have FOMC today. But does that make sense? Like, logically speaking, does that make sense? You get that big up down move, you get that big up move, like, you're not really expecting lunch to do much, and you shouldn't be. And if it does do something in that lunch period, you really shouldn't be expecting anything to happen in that last part of the day. But I just want to make sure that makes sense to everybody, because that is literally the 3 phases of the day. That's that whole theory crafting we were talking about. Then it's making sure it is a midterm retest, correct candles, don't just hop in. Exactly. Makes perfect sense. Thank you, Gold Creation. I'm just making sure it makes sense to y'all, because I want you to take advantage of that. Because, like, it does kind of annoy me when I go to chat and I see someone going, like, I'm looking at calls here, and it's like, brother, we just fell from 566 to 560. We like we just did that. Like, can you relax? Like, we need to see something else pop up. Whether it's a break of a support and then a retake of that support, or a impulse move, right, that finally gets retaken. You know, those are the only 2 things I've ever taught for how to buy a dip. I've never said, anytime we drop $6 in the morning, guys, start buying dips. What? No. You need to see a liquidity move, or you need to see a impulse move break over. These are the only 2 things I've ever covered. So if you're looking for anything else, you are gambling. And it's probably your greed speaking to you, because it wants you to buy the dip, because you know that you're capable of catching dips. You know that you could be right. But let's try to play towards the lesser evil more times than not. Therefore, we can grow our accounts, grow ourselves mentally. Even if it's boring, it doesn't matter. Doing the right thing is better. It'll put you in better shape. But yeah, yesterday was honestly super, super, super clean. But that was all honestly cool to see, but a little surprising to see both the lunchtime and the end of the day session kind of just do nothing. But again, like I said, it might just be in anticipation of everything coming out today, which you could also see here in the extended hours in pre-market. It's still in the same area. It hasn't gone anywhere. So making our game plans a little easier, but also kind of making it a little obvious, don't you guys think? So I could see a good quick move happening at the very beginning of the day. I could see us getting a continuation of that, maybe a bunch of bullshit jump roping consolidation, but I see the majority of today staying between here and here, just based on what we've seen from yesterday into today. And then FOMC isn't until 1, so most of the first part of the day is probably going to sit between these barriers. Now, if we do get anything outside of that, awesome. Also, I do recommend everybody to go to the Discord real quick. If you go, why can't I click here? If you go to the trade floor, I don't even know if you can see that or not, to the trade floor, and then click this little icon right here, pinned messages, there'll be a few mentions of a FOMC trading guide, right? We got our handbook here. Where is it at? I'm just going to click this one. It's just so much easier. You can download this, and it takes you to the guide. I'm not going to pull it up. I already did it. But open that up. Take a gander. Take a look. Let me know what you think. That is something that we've had for a pretty long time in here. But he made that based off of God knows how many different FOMC events we've seen. And good morning to everybody in the Discord. Sorry, I'm just now catching up in here as well. I've been trying to just cover everything and read everything on YouTube as well. If you guys have anything in here as well, let me know. Good morning, Betty, Eric, Garden, Gold. Green, JC, Letterbuck, Kevo, Spicy. How's everyone doing? Eric is fucking ready right now, dude. Good morning, VC. Good to see you, man. But yeah, I think that covers everything in the stream before we have started. Is everyone good to go? Does anybody need anything repeated? Again, if you need to kind of just check on some of the stuff we had posted, levels and extra levels channels in the Discord. Of course, you can also go back in the stream too, but I'll gladly go over some stuff. We only have a couple minutes before the open. Here in a few minutes also, I'm going to be unmuting my boy Kevo. We'll let him get in here and get some updates in. And Kevo, if today doesn't end up being like the greatest of days because of FOMC end of the day today, we can always get you another session in here. But regardless, I'm just glad to have you in here, so it doesn't really matter. I'm glad to have you either way. Let's go. Wait, what? Let's go, Brecky, ready with 2 minutes to spare. What's for breakfast today? Good morning, Sonia. Good to see you. VC, you said I will be on time from tomorrow. Man, you're good, man. You're on time. Just take a couple extra minutes here at the open to get a grip on what everything was, you know, covered and posted and stuff. You're not late, though. Bet, no problem, Kevo. Yeah, I don't blame anybody for, like, just kind of sitting on their hands today till FOMC, but I still wanted to be here and go over everything in case somebody is trying to actively trade. Eggs, toast, and bacon, man. I'd love to hear that. Anything on the toast or just dry toast? Which, I don't know about you guys. I feel like I could have toast 100 different ways. Good morning, D-Touch. It's really nice seeing that blue name pop up in the YouTube chat. Alright, let me get my headset on. Let's say hi to Kevo. Just get a Kevo introduction in here. 1 second. Because I might have to edit the settings of the Discord. Yeah, it's not going to let me just unmute you. Fuck me. Alright, 1 second. I have to actually add your name here, I think. Kevo. Oh, of course your name doesn't just pop up instantly. Okay, I have to actually click on your name again. Oh, it's underscore iKevo. Okay, that helps. Permissions. Because, you know, Discord's like, I can't search people based on their screen name. Dear God. View channel. No, no, no. No. Connect. Speak. That. Okay, this is the one that always hurts my head. Allow members to speak in this voice channel by simply talking if permission is disabled. Okay, so I want to enable that. Oh my god, dude. I miss the old days when there was like 5 settings I had to edit. I gotta like make sure there's like 100 things you can't mess with. Alright, there we go. Alright, Kevo, you should be able to just unmute whenever you want now. You might need to leave and rejoin. Alright, now, one more second. Because I can hear you on Discord, but they can't hear you on YouTube. Member only. Wait, I think I got it already. Say something?
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Perfect. Dude, you sound wonderful.
Oh, thanks. I'm in the server room right now, so if you hear some fan noises, that's what it is.
Hear a bunch of computer noises and hacking noises going on.
Pretty much. Well, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Dude,
This
of
is
course.
pretty cool.
You've been in here for how long now? I mean, you've been here forever. So,
Like 2020, I think.
yeah. So, I mean, it's no problem having you,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, man. It's been quite a journey. And just want to shout out everybody in the stream as well. Everyone's names that I see every single day on the trading floor, and people that reach out and DM. It's always good to learn from everybody. Um, that's basically what I've been doing for the past years. Even sometimes when I would be away, I would just look at the trading floor and see what people were saying, and yeah, so appreciate everyone.
And just be grinding. Yeah, because Kevo's done a lot on his own. I don't want to like sit here and be like, I've fucking helped him do every little thing. No, Kevo's done a majority of his lifting for himself, as most of you probably should. But
yeah, like coming in here, when I first started, I didn't really know much about options, and you know, as everyone is when they first start, you get a couple of wins and you're like, oh my God, this is so easy, blah blah blah, and then you lose a couple of dollars and you're like, oh, never mind.
reality slaps you in the face, like, wake up.
Pretty hard, pretty hard. But yeah, it's just that it takes time. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of really great traders are just day in, day out, learning, just taking all the information as much as they can. And that's basically what I've been doing the past, got 5 years now, almost. Using your system, which works great, it's amazing.
And I'm sure you have your own tendencies you've figured out on your own too.
Yeah, I didn't really start grasping like what like I like to do until I started trading with Mel, and I know a lot of people in here remember that name.
Or want to.
But want to, right? But yeah, no, he just like it pushed me a lot to just um just be more aggressive and trust in yourself. It's easy to say, but it's hard to do, right?
No, literally, I mean, you had a fake trader literally tell you to get the big bags, and then even though he turned out to be a piece of shit, it still kind of turned into natural motivation for you to work your ass off. So it still kind of benefited you. I mean, even though he was kind of a piece of shit, I mean, you're doing great.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That's funny.
So it's kind of funny, like, you see these unrealistic gains, and then you're like, I want that. And then that's like what Kevo is grinding towards now, so it's kind of funny. You're like, Goku.
Yeah, because I mean, like, people like just they ask me like, oh, I don't have the capital as you, and I'm like, it doesn't matter about the capital, it's just it's small wins.
Yeah, like you just heard Kevo. He just said he's been doing this for 5 years, so it's like, of course you're not at his capital amount. He's been doing this for 5 years.
Right. And so like it's just, I mean, like every day, and I was in the same boat. When I first started here, I saw some names, and I remember a chef. He would always have big account, and a lot of people. But you're always like, oh man, like I want to have trade 50 contracts. Have whatever amount of money it was.
I want to trade 10,000 contracts at a time.
I know, right? But now it's just after that I just I lost a little bit, and after that I was like, I need to focus on just getting some smaller wins, and I applied that 20%, 15 to 20%.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You, Eric, and if there's a third name, I'm sorry I'm not remembering you, but you and Eric especially. I'm not gonna name like numbers or anything, but it is really nice seeing you guys, like, because I think at first when someone sees someone trading like with any amount of money that's not just like $200, they think it's a lot. And then number two, I think when they see that, they're like, oh, well, this guy just holds to the moon and holds to the floor. Like, no. Like, a lot of the time, these guys are buying contracts and trimming a lot, and that's exactly how you're supposed to trade, because If you're holding your whole position to that low, like, yeah, you're gonna get a fat ass a huge gain, but what's the point if you're not really like learning the right way? You know, if you're buying once and selling once, that's wrong. Like, if you have multiple cons, of course. But it's just, I don't know. You got to scale out the right way and do it the right way. Because if you just try to do that, you're gonna get also way bigger losses. You know, it's not good.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is scaling out. I mean, even if you have like 3 contracts,
Hmm.
sell your 2 contracts into profit, and then you can keep that last one.
Yeah, then you could do whatever you want on the last one. You could be a little bit riskier with that one. That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah, and that's how you see, like, a lot of the times, like those, you know when I share, high percentages and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Sometimes I don't have the best entry, but once I sell into, if it's selling pressure or buying pressure, whatever it is, you get, you know, your contracts get better, and so you're able to sell for profit, right? But then I just keep, like, 5 or 10 or 15, whatever, and then those other ones, whatever. If it's a short, if I'm shorting and it goes way more than I expected, I'm like, oh my god,
You're like,
200%.
fuck, I don't gotta do anything. I'll just sell some more. But that's
And then
exactly
you
what I'm
just
talking about. Like, regardless of the amount you're trading, that's why I'm glad you said it that way. It doesn't matter. Like, what matters is scaling out as you're getting your targets, or as you're needing to, or as things are getting stronger or weaker. It doesn't really matter. Just never
Yep.
really having just one full position the entire time, because it also does what? It makes you way mentally stronger as you're selling into those targets, because now, like you said on your last couple contracts, you're probably way more in control than you were at the very beginning, because it's less contracts. You've already kind of gotten some of your profits. You're already
Hmm.
feeling in complete control. So I mean, no, that's the greatest feeling
Absolutely.
ever. Thank you for saying
Yeah.
that. That was big.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, and then going back into to the charts now. S&P is kind of just like you said, just ranging, up and down.
Yeah, kind of doing what we
Um,
expected, even though we don't want that to
yeah,
happen.
yeah. I mean, we're still above TDCP, which is great. It hasn't broken that. So we kind of have a couple of gaps here from
Hmm.
some previous days too. So if we get Fed cut rates, this thing will probably
I won't
go
be surprised if this falls
left.
from here towards pre-market low, though.
Right.
I will be more surprised if we break out before FOMC, though. If that happens, I will be a little shocked.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the main one I'm watching right now. If it falls below 562,
Hmm.
then I probably would want to get some shorts down to 561, and 561, which is previous day close. Then you can look for that 559 target as well, right? Um.
Damn, look at this, man. He just broke
So
down a
that's
downside trade for y'all in like 3 milliseconds. If it
and then
happens, it's
that's
a good condition.
and and then that's when you can, if it's 562, right, then I would be probably looking at, maybe getting some contracts in there, or if it starts to get close to it, then I'll grab some, maybe like 10, 15 contracts.
Hmm.
I get down to 561,
Hmm.
then I, sell 5, and then 559, if it hits, I can sell the rest.
Oh,
So that's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of like how my theory is for most of the
that's
trades, to be
perfect. No,
honest.
that's fucking perfect.
So, but
I
yeah,
like
it's
how
just
you do that.
having, yeah, just having that in your head, it just helps a lot, and not like,
Because it's like
like
step by step by step by step. It's never like you're eating the whole chart at once. It's like this to this,
exactly.
this to this, this to this, or this to this, this to this. Yeah, that's
Yep.
how you're supposed to do it. No, good shit. That was literally a perfect game plan. Cause yeah, I was over here marking your levels as you were saying it out loud, and I was like, oh, that is the previous day close. What a fucking genius.
And I really want to shout out Dividend Bull for doing that script on TradingView.
Dude, I love
Uh,
Dividend Bull.
Dude, oh my God, that shit has saved me so much time. Like, you have no idea. So big shout out to Dividend Bull for
And
that.
his name's
Um,
Colton. Colton would love hearing that from you.
oh, thank you, Colin. Yeah, I literally just like come in here, like, or my work computer. I pull TradingView and I'm like, oh, there are the levels.
That's awesome. Honestly, that's awesome.
Yeah, or on my phone too. I mean, most of the time I mainly trade on my phone. Um, but what I do is I'll set like the alerts. If it starts to get close to, like I said, 562, right? I'll get like a ping on my phone, and oh my God, it looks like we're trying to break it right here. So let's see if it'll do it.
Damn, Dividend's not even here to hear the glaze. Poor guy.
Sorry, we're on mode right now. Let's see if 562 it's gonna break. Because we're kind of a little bit into the open right now too. So we're probably getting some move here. Ooh yeah, 561. I'm on the 1 minute as well, and we're
You're good.
looking
I'm
like
actually
clean.
I'm actually splitting mine up on the 5 and 1 right now as you were covering it. And you keep going. I'm just kind of going as you're talking on it.
Yeah, this looks like a clean. Even on the 5 minute, it's just yeah,
SPX looking really good.
right.
And yeah,
Let's see.
right as you were talking about it too, you kind of got that, like you said, the break of the open. You kind of already have the break of them, so it's kind of already. We're already more bearish. That adds onto it, and then of course this break is kind of like the last straw. That's like the literal last thing for this to fall more. So we'll see if it holds under, but it's already doing what you said.
Yeah, yeah, it's below PDCP, so I might look for some shorts here to 561.
I have a good question for you, and
Uh,
answer it however you want. So let's say you have, and this isn't something from me. I saw a couple people ask this the other day, and I wanted to ask you
mhm,
just to kind of throw it in your head as well.
mhm.
But let's say you can kind of feel you're a little late to the trade, but you still feel there's a lot of potential there. Are you grabbing a full position size, or are you grabbing a partial position size?
I generally grab a partial size, and that's due to the fact that we could get a wick up on the, like for example on the 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now the 1 minute turned into a doji, so and now it's kind of coming down. So it, I try to do partial, and then I add more contracts. Like if it goes up and goes to PDCP, then I average in, and then you know if it goes 50 cents or a dollar more than PDCP, then I'll cut.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, I hold a little bit longer, just because I can afford to take a bit of a loss,
Those hits, yeah.
and yeah, and then I can just make it up as the day goes by, right?
Okay.
Um, but yeah, like
So
right now,
situational.
exactly, yeah. So right now they're kind of holding that five, 6180, I don't know, and yeah, it's been kind of funky. It's like they're fighting, the bulls are fighting to keep from this gap filling down to PDC. And I'm not in any position right now, but by the way.
Yeah. We're just kind of covering it because it's literally 8:45. But this is the ideal trade to look
Yeah,
for. We'll
yeah.
see if
And
we end
see,
up
like
getting it.
when
I think if we get a second break of that, that's a full send kind of entry.
right, and right now it's eating up that bearish engulfing too.
Oh, good mention by E. He said that's also a zero point 0.5 overnight gap on SPX. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, see the trading floor, man. Sometimes it be saving me.
Dude, yeah, it pays. It's why I tell people, like, don't even get a membership yet. Just get in here and read the trade floor. Like, you'll see the people in here are different. Like, the people in here are actually trading. They're not just talking about it.
Yep.
That's
Oh
why I
my
like
God,
that.
look at that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
What?
This is
Well,
the
if
kind
we
of
go
jump
above,
roping I want to see.
and see, that's why sometimes it's like, you get two clear, candles on the 1 minute,
Hmm.
and then we got a doji right at that 561.80, which I have marked um from previously, and it just
And then
kind of,
on the 5, this thing's still trying to just get any kind of context here.
I know, right? Sometimes it's like you get stuck on like one time frame that you forget to check, 5 minute, or you know even the 15. Um,
I think that's another reason
and
I keep trade floor open, because sometimes I zoom in on just the 1 or just the 5, and then I'll see one of you go post something else. I'm like, oh shit.
so now I turn my head and now I'm like, okay, if we stay above CDO, um, you know, maybe calls.
Yeah, because it literally did
Um,
that whole liquidity entry that we talked about. It fell and it's retaking. So I mean, if there is any good price
yeah.
action that follows this, there is that chance.
Yep.
We'll
And then
see
we
though.
have that 563.60 mark as well. So yeah, I mean, like you said it clearly before the stream or the pre-market, we're just kind of bouncing here, ranging.
Yeah, this is like probably the highest probability scenario. Even though I hate to tell everybody that because it's really boring. It's not. It's not interesting. It's not entertaining.
Yeah.
But it
And
doesn't. It doesn't
and
need to be.
these are the days that sometimes is it's hard as a trader because it's like you see a move and then you tell yourself like, okay, yeah, we're bearish, and then nope, it gets flipped right back up and you're like, damn, like never mind.
Oh, I didn't
um
even realize too. Good call out by Misi. That was also the spike golden pot or the if you do the gap up with the fib. I'm pretty sure that's the golden pocket. Let's see. She said it.
yeah,
It
I have
is.
a
Wow.
I have a fib on SPX that I actually drew on closing Friday 14th to about the highest that we've gotten so far, which is 5703. And I have the golden pocket as 5633, and it's
Oh, you had it
going
too. Okay,
above it.
shit. I was the only one out of the
Yeah.
loop then. Look at you guys.
I'm telling you, dude. Macy's also another one that she's her updates are incredible.
Yeah, I love Misi. She's so good at the bigger time frames too.
I
It
know.
could be Netflix, and she's calling it out perfectly.
Like that one day where I took that pretty big L. She had called that 563 weekly level, and I was like, oh my god,
You're
oh
like, yeah,
my
I
god.
had that mark too. Haha.
After I lost,
Yeah, you're like, I swear I had that mark.
you're like, damn.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Costco too.
so yeah, SPX is yeah, wow, it bounced. It wicked right below PDCP and jumped up to that 60 to that golden pocket.
Hey, random, but let me know before you dip out so I can ask you one personal question for the stream before
Yeah.
you leave. But you can be in here as long as you want. Don't no pressure to go anywhere.
Hmm.
And yeah, if anybody else wants to get in here and talk on a different day, please let me know. Just let me know at the end of the day, kind of like Kevo did. But if you're like a long-term member like Kevo, it's pretty much just like no problem at all. Let's just throw you in here. But anyone who's a little newer, just hit me up.
Or if anyone has a question, for me,
Oh yeah, that
as
too. If
far as
anybody has
about
questions
trading
for
stuff.
Kevo while he's here, please like barrage him with them. This is the kind of day to do that.
I'm on the Discord, by the way. So if you say something on YouTube, I'm
Yeah,
not on it
I'll read out
anymore.
YouTube for you. I got you. Someone did actually ask you something earlier. It was by Dr. J. Dr. J did not forget you. He said, and I quote, I have another question for Kevo and BB. Oh, wait, hold up. Oh, this is for scaling in. He says, do you ever scale in? How about after you scaled out, do you scale back into the trade? Do you ever double dip? I guess is kind of what he's asking. If it's
So
set up correctly, like if you get like the perfect lower high after you've already taken profits on a drop and it comes back up and you're like, fuck it, I'll get some more. Like, do you ever do that? Do you ever go that crazy on a
generally,
trade?
generally no. Um, I I usually take like the that first that first trade and just scale in. If it goes the opposite way, and then I try to minimize my loss um as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
So around 15 to 20%.
So you're
And
treating each one like a new relationship. There's no mixing. There's no There's no double
Correct.
dipping.
Yeah.
There's no, and there's nothing wrong if somebody does do that in here. That's just the only way I could think to say it.
And sometimes it'll be a situation where, I'm like, okay, I'm bearish, and then, I might have, like, probably not the best entry
Hmm.
that I could have gotten. And, I either break even or I'm like 10%. And then I'm like, you know, I look at the chart, or read trade floor and see what other people are saying.
Hmm.
Then I'm like, okay, never mind. I'm gonna sell, and then let me flip the switch and go bullish. Um, it's happened to me a couple of times.
No, I
Like
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 that
I
though.
said, sometimes you just gotta know like when to just get out of that trade and flip the switch. And the
You
times
really
that
got to
I've
be a man about it. Like you really can't just like sit there and hesitate too, because if you don't cut it, like that's only
yeah,
gonna be a bigger loss, possibly.
yeah, and that's where my losses, have come. When I do have a big loss like that, I go back and I'm like, okay, I was too focused on wanting it to be super bearish that I just like didn't close it, and my ego got the better of me.
Hmm.
It happens. It happens, but like I always say, you gotta learn from those trades.
And then
So
one more question from Dr. J. He said, this was actually before he asked that one. He said, "How long until Kevo stepped up? Like, how long would you say? How many months, weeks, years, days, minutes went by until you went from trading one contract to let's say three, four, five?
so I
And you
so
don't have to
my
answer
my
any of this. You could just be like, fuck that."
nah, no worries. My whole plan had always been, that 15 to 20%. As soon as I started, having more capital, uh, on the account, uh, and I was confident, and just being aggressive overall. That's when, maybe like 2.5 years after I joined, the Discord. So that's probably like 2023, probably. Um, that's when I fully started like doing more. And then like last year, 2024 was pretty big for me. But that last year is when I fully started going like, you know, 50, 100, or like sometimes 500 contracts. I mean, you remember the start of last year with Mel.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
I remember.
it was it was insane. It was insane, and to be honest, like the ticker that changed the course for me was SPX. I mean, I had been trading SPY and QQQ for the longest, and just because you can get some good premiums on the contracts. Um, but SPX is just like, I mean, you could buy $100 contract and then go up to like 1,000.
Go
Like
up to a
it's
thousand within that hour.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
but it could also do the
Um,
opposite. It could go from 1,000 to 100 within that hour. So
exactly,
that's why you got to be
exactly.
disciplined, like Kevo's been covering, just to again reinvigorate that point.
Yeah. So pretty much like, I want to say like 3 years after I joined the Discord, and I truly fully, grasp, your system, and then, using the pre-market highs, pre-market lows, um, and, current day open, and, everything else that came along with it. And now Fibs as well. Fibs is a big part of my trading, um, swing trading as well. Um, so
But that's
yeah,
good though. So just basically over the years, kind of finding things you enjoy to do and kind of the templates you like to trade, and then trying to stick to them, not really trying to move away from that, not trying to go astray from what you make money from. Don't
exactly,
change what's not broken.
exactly. So,
That's
but
nice.
yeah, overall, it's just take time. It takes time. It takes time, and I'm kind of thankful that my job is pretty chill, and I can see
By
some
the way,
some good.
I haven't heard anything in the background since you said that. I haven't heard a single
Nice,
thing.
nice.
I think Discord has that like thing built in or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, SPX has got some nice movement. SPY as well. We're about to almost reach previous day open, which will be a pretty nice level to hit. If we go above that, it'll be more bullish.
Most likely.
Yeah, right.
I think it'd be funny though if they did the exact same thing they just did to the buyers though, where they dropped down right here, they liquidated, then they went up. It'd be funny if they broke this and then went right back down to here, because that would be the most FOMC entry or chart open I've ever seen. Just
Which,
completely flicking both sides of the chart.
all right. Because it didn't feel that it didn't want to feel that that gap that we had from yesterday to today,
Mm-hmm.
that pre-market. So at some point it's gonna want to come feel that again.
Yeah, we'll probably see that while Pal's answering questions about the economy.
He's just gonna say hello, and then boom.
Just close the fucking door. That's my favorite Jerome Powell voice line ever, I think. Just close the fucking door. Oh, damn it, it didn't play. It played a different one.
Let's see. So if we get, yeah, we didn't even try to reach previous day open. Oh my God, this. Yeah, I'd say if we get below that 562.5, maybe we could try to short a little bit, or 563.60. Yeah.
Yeah, this could be a good retest here for more upside, like you said. Ooh, good post, GG Gorov. Good chart. Good Microsoft chart. D-touch. Nice. I'm just kind of skimming through these, checking on everybody again.
Yeah, FOMC is gonna be pretty big today.
Yeah, I hope so, honestly. I hope we get some sort of narrative change or just anything. Throw us a bone, pal.
Yeah, instead of the same 2% target, 2% target.
Yeah, the same bullshit script we've heard for about a year and a half now. Gotta love it.
Seriously. I mean, that's why I think it's like we're in like the perfect range or zone, I guess you could call it, because whatever they say, I mean, we could potentially go back to 5-700 if you know they do cut rates. If nothing changes, then we might just get down again.
Yeah, we'll be like right back. We'll be right back to the narrative we were at, where it's like, oh fuck, we're just gonna keep following
Yep.
until something else changes, like
Yeah.
whether it's tariff landscape or anything on this front would be nice too.
Yeah, I have that that slight gap. So I just drew or I highlighted 5669 to 5695 because we have gotten recently 5700 off of that rebound from all that selling. Um, so yeah, that'll be a pretty big level to watch. And I don't know if I think everyone saw Leland's post
They better have.
rebound.
They better have seen his damn post. I think that's the one person I want everyone to see every time he posts, because he doesn't just post all the time. Like, he only posts when we're about to fall or go back up. Like, that's the only time Leland goes into chat and posts. So when he does post, please pay attention. I'm not even glazing him. I'm genuinely serious.
And he did post like about the rebound and then potentially, like I said, that's what today is pretty big. So like if we don't get anything, um, you know, like you
Because it's
said, a
giving you
narrative.
info. Because it's literally giving us that answer. Like, yeah, we're good still, or wait, no, we're still indecisive. Like, it's literally answering our questions. We just have to wait. At least for that.
Yeah, I mean we've already been this selling over the past 2 months has been.
Ooh, there's Kevo's buyers showing up. Another high day there. On SPY at least. SPX trying. I think it is at high.
Yeah, it's getting that previous, trying to get to that previous day open, huh? 564.
And every single chart has that, or maybe not the individual equities, but every single like SPY, Nasdaq, all that, they all have the. If it goes higher, it's the only the thing above it is the previous day open and the previous day high. Except IWM. IWM is the only outlier today,
Mhm.
which fair enough. They're allowed to be.
Let's see. Yeah, this 15 minute on the 15 minute on SPX, it just had a huge, uh, the 9:45 to 10. It was just a huge, huge bullish engulfing right off PDCP, which could tell you that they do want to bring this up and look for that gap of Monday and Tuesday.
I'll be right back. You got this? I'll be back in
Yeah,
like 2 minutes.
sounds good. Let's see. I'm still not in anything right now, but I think previous day open will be pretty big if we want to go more bullish. So you could scalp that to 569, 5669. Yeah, that was a clean reversal off of PDCP on both buy and SPX. Um, so like going back, I was generally thinking maybe get some some puts, but then I saw that indecisiveness, um, sellers and buyers trying to fight right off that 561.70 or 561.80 mark, and it just reversed after that. So that would have been a good mental call trade. You could have probably even taken like a call and gone into like CDO, scale out, not have runners. But let's see what we do here. Yeah, look at some other. Do it, SPX, do it. Oh man, yeah, 1 o'clock. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, we're kind of getting into that time of day too, around 10:30 to 11, where things kind of start settling down a bit. See if we fail this previous day open. Okay. By the way, I'm watching all these on the 1 minute. 5 minute looks strong. I'm gonna wait and see this 5 minute on SPX and see what it does. If we get a pretty big wick above PDO, we might try and short it a little bit. If it goes just bazonkers and stays above it, then I will probably just chill for the day. Um, I haven't looked at the contracts and prices and stuff.
All right, that was
Garden.
a little more than 4 minutes, but I'm here.
No, you're good.
Okay, we just went up since I left. Bet.
Garden. I still so I do that on my Robinhood. I think you guys have seen it 3 times. Um, that I strictly am just building it out. Um, at that time frame, like that 15 to 20%. Um, so yeah, just on my Robinhood, but on my Webull, like I said earlier, I can hold a little bit longer and take take a slight L. Um, uh, but yeah, just on my Robinhood.
Good question, Garden. New high of day.
Yep, up PDO too.
And everybody
Now,
in chat, what was the one target I said we're gonna hit today if we go up? PDO slash PDH.
yeah.
Depending on the chart, because each chart's basically different.
See what I'm saying here? I said that earlier. I was waiting for this 5 minutes to close. If we get a huge wick up PDO, I might try to short this um down to probably the golden pocket. So that's 560, 560.33 I have marked here on SPX. But the 5 minute has a huge wick up on SPX. So we'll give it some time.
And I honestly just hope some of this situational day-to-day planning helps some of you guys, because it really is just using what you have in front of you to kind of help you out. You're never really going to be 100%, but you can get close to it. 100% in terms of, like, you're never going to 100% be sure something's going to happen, but you can get pretty close to it.
100%. That's what we aim for, and also like just giving yourself some time, right? Like being patient on your time frames. Like you want to wait for this candle to close, see if you can get the higher end of the next candle if you want to short it. Because sometimes that's where I've gotten caught in, is just like getting in, like if I'm trading off the 5 minute and I get into like 3 minutes into that candle, then I'm like, oh my god, this went the opposite way.
Yo, what's up, Ace? Everybody say good morning, Ace. We love Ace around here.
Yes, sir.
The Ace of Spades.
Wow. We've had some clean loot up today.
How has everyone enjoyed Kevo's 40 minutes so far? I thought it was longer than that. I was ready to be like his first hour, and then I looked.
I know time flies.
Dude, it really does.
Time goes by so quick.
It's always the first session, dude. The first part of the day, like from open to like 10, I shit you not, goes in like 30 minutes. It feels like 30 minutes.
What other videos up today?
Yeah, now that we've made that move, you're right. I should probably start looking at some other shit. Let me see what else has happened today.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, so my only trade that I would want to take on SPY or SPX is PDO. If we keep selling below this, I'll try to get in some shorts. And you mentioned that earlier too, Bueller. Remember you were like, they're gonna maybe try to bring us down.
Yeah, I mean, exactly, because like they need,
crap.
like kind of the same thing that happened here. Like they use this to have energy to make it to here. Now the same thing could happen on the flip side. Like they could do a bunch of bullshit up here and then break back under, and now all that becomes energy for it getting back down here. You know, it's like That could be a really big thing, and that right there is like honestly the most common strategy by market makers is the up. I call it jump roping. You guys hear me say. You guys sometimes say choppy. Like that shit is the bread and butter of any bigger market account. Like they're going to be making bread off of the up and the down, not just on oh it went up. They made all their money there and then sold it for the day. No, that's not really how that works. They don't just buy and sell and you don't see them again.
And this is that point where a lot of people this just break retail traders that don't use PPL systems, they're gonna come in here and be like, oh, we're gonna go to 580 today on SPY, and then
yeah, and it's like how the hell is that? How the hell are you getting that? I wish we were going to 582. I just wish I could back that up without lying to someone's face. Like like that's why like sometimes I'll be like my TA is boring. Like it's not boring, it's realistic. Like when I say if we're going up today, we're most likely going here, like because I personally think like in a passive way, this is the best move you're going to get is to this level, right? Anything past this is a little bit of a gray area, right? And then vice versa. If we were to have fallen today, and kind of in the scenario me and Kevin were talking about, 562 to 561, and then we get into the previous day lows, like that would be the same exact scenario. It's just flipped. There's no difference in that scenario. It's just different levels, or different direction, I guess. Not even really different levels.
I think I'm gonna grab some 562 per tier. And I'm keeping it tight. So I got him in at 139. So if this goes above PDH, so 565.14, I probably will say, then I'll cut. But let's see if we can reject here, because we have a pretty good chunk to fill down if it does. I don't want to.
Damn, Kang, you said the same thing I was typing. I was literally typing it, then I looked up and I saw you said it. He said, I'm in a pickle. I'm like, well, don't be in a pickle unless you're Pickle Rick. Yo, what's up, Ace?
Never too late, green candlestick.
Now, what is your opinion on this, Kevo? Should I, like, continue to just leave your permissions there and then you can just join in whenever you want as I continue to add people? Or well, how should I do that?
Yeah, it's up to you. I don't mind popping in some here and there. I mean, I'll let you know ahead of time.
No, you don't have to. I'm just saying, like, is that how I should do it, though? You think, like, I should add just a few people over time, not add a billion people in here?
I think that'll probably be the best,
select voices, because I really want to
Yeah.
add Ace next.
Yeah, that'll be cool. And
I kind of just want my like guys who actually trade a shit ton talking. Therefore, the guys who, and I'm not trying to like push anybody in corners. It's just like I don't really want someone to come in here and talk and they've really only been here for like 2 days or like a month. Like I no hate against them. I love them equally, but I'm just saying like just for other people's sake. So I think that's how I'll do it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Ace said waiting for my call up to the big leagues.
Look at that. The 1 minute ticked over PDH, and now it's trying to come down. Oh man, it's fighting in this range here.
Technically, you did get a break of structure here too, so it is rejecting a pretty good fib area. So I'll kind of just leave that up and see
Yeah.
if we get that fib extension target hit.
I'm still on these contracts. So I'm just about
No, you're good. I'm not even trying to
about
bother you.
even. But yeah, above above that 565, 15, and I'll close. But
Damn,
I'm still liking.
he said around the minus 1.5, the extension on SPX is also the overnight gap. That is crazy how that lines up.
Yeah,
Good morning.
sometimes playing with the fibs, you find little things. You're like, what the hell?
I do it all the time. Like when Leland's like, "Yo, check this out," and I'm like, "What?" And then I look at it. I'm like, it takes me like 3 seconds. Like, oh my god, it like lines up with like 5 other things. There we
I
go.
know. I always look at Leland's fibs, and then I put him on my trading view, and I'm like,
Oh,
oh, that
dude,
makes
like I'm
sense.
telling you, I've never changed a single thing in my strategy. Like everything I've talked about to this day is straight from the dome, except the things that Leland has taught me. Like that is the only thing I have ever altered or added into my own strategy because it's like the things he goes over are like kind of already within the system. It's just like I just never noticed it, but it's like super impactful shit you can actually trade off of, and it's honestly super helpful. Not just for like making money, but for like let's say we're in a situation where we're on the wrong side of the trade. It also tells you, hey, you're wrong, get out before you've lost 50%. You know, so it's kind of nice. Well, the ACE method is just the buy the dip strategy if you've ever heard it, but he actually goes over the actual like terminology of it and everything if you read his post. So it's nothing different if you already know what the BTD setup is, but he actually goes over like every literal, I don't even know what you would call that, like every literal scenario. Every part of it, he can go over it pretty detailed. But just make sure you guys read his post and results and review if you're curious about it. He's gone over it pretty extensively in there.
Yeah. Also, the the candlestick pattern guide. Oh my God, I've read that thing like so many times.
Oh yeah, that one is kind of nice. I won't lie. Lee then went kind of hard on that because like it's all from like the videos and stuff, but like he still had to type it out and like go over it and get his own examples and stuff, and he made it all nice and neat. Damn, there's almost 50 people in the YouTube stream. What's up, everybody?
So hit that like button.
Good to see you all.
All right, so
Because Kevo's in here.
still it's waking above PDH. This is okay. Some interesting moves at this level here.
Damn, IWM did really good above 204. Alright, I'm going to check the weights real quick. So XLK is up into the gap. Let's see how much of this gap they're in. They're rejecting the golden pocket, exiting the control point. So you guys go to XLK, mark this real quick, the gap down, and then just leave it like that. Because if they end up breaking this later on, you could use these as targets. But also, if it breaks above this, you could see why it's going to go up more. So we'll see if that happens or not, because if not, that will be pulling the market down again. XLC is right at the next level at 96.70s. Pretty important. XLY, I guess we could mark that gap as well. And they are almost to that gap. Gap fib, sorry. XLV. Not really doing anything notable. Banks just kind of grinded up. They're kind of against if I literally go mark this previous day high, it'd be right here. And I think we're at that as well. So very, very cautious right now, guys. We're at a lot of potential resistances here for a lot of the weights I just went through.
Yeah.
So this could pull things back.
Yeah, the 15-minute on SPY is forming into a doji at the moment. So
yeah,
about like 8 minutes left. So
I definitely am curious about what XLY is going to do, though. This is the only one that's kind of got room. So your Tesla, Amazon, Nike, McDonald, Home Depot sector, they're going to be pretty important right here, I think. What is Tesla doing today? Man, the Tesla memes are crazy online lately. I won't comment any further, but they're pretty crazy online.
Did you see that all those Teslas on fire?
Yeah.
Video
No, that's what some of the memes are about. It's like some of them had like I'm not gonna say what kind of logos, but you know, like World War II Germany logos everywhere. It was pretty crazy.
And people will try to destruct pretty much anything.
Good morning, Sam Ram. And good morning, Dom G. You did miss a lot. You said, what did I miss? You missed the great Kevo. What's up, Dom G? How you doing? I'm also trying to make fun of Andrew about AMD, but as fun, because it's just one of his favorite stocks. So it's fun to laugh at him, but it's only because I love Andrew. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. I don't know what he's freaking out about. This actually is probably the best AMD's looked in months. If I'm being totally honest, this is probably the best AMD has looked for going up in months.
AMD?
Yeah, I know, right? I haven't said that in forever. AMD, you mean worse NVIDIA? Damn, speaking of NVIDIA, they're on a high or low inside bar right now. No, I'm not saying that out loud, Sinful. That's why I like said it the way I said it. I'm not saying it because I don't want to get banned on YouTube. Great, planning my summer vacation to Greece for a month. Damn, for a month. Where around in Greece are you going? Just traveling around the whole country? What's up though, Kevo?
No, I was gonna say I went to check AMD chart and you started talking about it and people sold it.
They started selling it as soon as I talked about it?
Yeah.
That's depressing.
Previous day open.
They're like, oh, we're spiking up? Just kidding. I don't know. I mean, the daily is what I was looking at. It looks really good on that chart. The 5-minute, that's a completely different story. I don't know about that one. That one's like a potential liquidity grab. I mean, it kind of already did its move. So it probably should come to see if it actually holds 103 or not. Or smack today's... Wait, what is this? Oh, that's today's open. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's why he was probably freaking out. Because the first 3 candles were like... just pure death. Never mind. Fair enough. I guess you're allowed to freak out. Kefalonia Island is the place for me. Not too many tourists. And just beautiful. Also, my wife is from... Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
Beautiful area.
Definitely send some pictures if you get some. I like when you guys go out to like these crazy... Like when Leland goes out to all those islands and all that stuff. Like it's kind of cool seeing those pictures. Because I'm not lying. There's a couple of pictures like from Leland especially that do not look real, but it's just like how good the place he's in looks. Like it just like it looks like a background for a PC. Like it's crazy. AMD and Nvidia CEOs are first cousins. One, no, yeah. No, they're basically related. They're related. I'm not trying to do all that long talk. They're related.
Ooh, this 15-minute. It's gonna be interesting. How are you gonna close?
I like that you and react like the 15 a lot. I feel like I never use it until I hear y'all say it, and then I go look at it. I'm like, damn, they're right. It does look good. Because right here, Kevo's saying he likes it because it kind of looks indecisive on the 15. Well, on the 1, it looks like it's about to fall through the floor. Now, there is that chance it pops back above 56, 58s, and it kind of screws everything up. But I do like what he's looking at, and I can see why he's saying that. So it's not like the craziest thing ever. Just for if anybody didn't understand why he says 15-minute over and over. It's important to watch a bigger time frame with a smaller time frame too, like he's doing, because then you're not totally locked on to what's just happening here. You're also understanding that Oh, okay, it's just getting its footing still. It's kind of still deciding if it's indecisive or rejecting here.
I think the biggest thing also that like I see is like once we get to that like target, right? Like previous day high or like previous day open, it's like, do we want to keep 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 going?
I was actually just
Like,
about to point this out. I was going to say, for anybody who might think Kevo's trying to jump in early, this is actually Kevo playing his odds. Because odds are we do reject this. So that's kind of why I had mentioned it too. It's not some magic trick. It's like, it's just playing the probabilities of the chart. We've made the one move we thought we were going to make to go up. Chances are we make the rejection here. If it does end up going up, it's whatever. It's a good risk-reward trade. So that's why I didn't even bash your trade, because I was like, I could totally see why you're doing it. You're kind of just playing your odds on it rejecting here, because why would we break range on a FOMC day? That doesn't make any sense. Before FOMC is even out.
right. So yeah, I think going back to like what you had said earlier, it's that liquidity grab. It's like we already got up so high on the day that if we are to have some good news, they're gonna want to come bring this down and grab all that liquidity right before FOMC, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then just range afterwards. I mean, but who knows? Who knows what the decision will be? I mean,
Yeah, no one knows. I mean, we could guess all we want, but yeah, it could literally be whatever. They could also just stick to script like you and me were laughing about. And then none of it matters. It did break, dude. That's crazy. It broke and it's actually trying. That's crazy. 15 minutes still setting up to, like you said, 2 minutes on that, or minute and 19 seconds.
That fib is crazy. Right at that 0%.
Mm-hmm. I only drew it too because it's just like, it's just the Leland rule. Like, it broke a level. It's like, all right, I'll draw it. And then it might make a lower high there. And if not, then you're probably, like, you could see where you're wrong too. I like that where, like, if it goes up, it's like you could instantly see, like, oh, okay, I can cut right here. And then if you're right, you have targets right there in front of your face. It's like you don't even have to look over to your left anymore. It's like set.
Absolutely. All right. What are you gonna do, Spy? You've been rejecting this PDH quite a lot for the smaller time frames.
Hope y'all been well. Headed to work. Have a great day. Need to rewatch the stream. Thank you, Keva and Bueller. Thank you, Nardle baby. See you later. Have a good day at work.
Have a good day at work. Still here. Ooh, we're getting some movement here.
Hey, good call out, man. Good little dip. They already almost made it to that first fib extension. I'm gonna check those sectors real quick, everybody. Y'all sit tight. And yeah, you guys can see, kind of from our mentions earlier, what might happen here. Only a small rejection here on SPY so far, but really good pullback on XLK. I think, no, XLY did actually slow down. Okay, never mind. That didn't hurt us. XLC didn't move. Whoops, not XLG. That's not even a thing, is it? Oh, it is a thing. I don't even know what XLG is. We'll have to look at that later. Banks are trying to grind. Healthcare is still looking like they want to fall. Tech, still honestly dependent here. We'll see if 214 breaks. If they pull back up, we'll see if 215 breaks. We have about a dollar range here on the XLK chart for anybody looking for directional movement on that one. XLC 97 is pretty important. or I should say 9680. What's the other one? I think that's it. Yeah, I don't need to look at F anymore. Let's see what my futures charts are doing for all those futures traders out there.
I'm still in range.
All right, I got this posted. Trying to do better about posting like the charts more while I'm streaming, because I feel like I always don't post in there. look at Leland's post and trade floor. I told y'all, man, he doesn't just post when it's like when it's just like dumb. Like, he only posts when it's important.
This is so not chop. Yeah, I have that that 560, 5650 level mic on mine too. I kind of just drew like a flag on it. Which is like right on PDO. So if it loses that 650, we can get more liquidity grab.
I don't care if this goes up or down. Really good call out on that slowdown candle, at least. Because you were kind of on top of that while it was still forming. Yo, what's up, Ace? When can we get you in here? Ace and React and Eric and anyone but Andrew.
Anyone but Andrew.
I also need to get Garden or Misi in here. Or both. Or neither.
Oh. Yeah, this is honestly has been fun. Appreciate the invite.
No, yeah, dude, I was honestly, when you messaged me, I was hyped when you did, because, like, I mean, I'm happy to have anyone in here, but it's really cool having someone in here that's been in my chat for such a long time, because it's like, I feel like I already know you. I don't even have to, like, sit here and do that, like, bullshit small talk with you. Like, it's just, like, we just jump into vibing together. So, it's really easy with people like that. So, that's why I was kind of excited.
Let's go.
Plus, Leland hates me. He doesn't want to join here anymore.
All right. Sometimes I have to go back to the old YouTube videos and be like, oh, that's what Leland sounds like.
I need to clip that, because that is dead ass how I feel.
Ooh, we're about to break down here. Come on.
I don't know if they could hear me, but I'm going to repost his chart.
It was money both ways.
Ooh, Oust. Really nice chart and post charts channel.
Man, Bueller, they're calling you out on drinking too much pineapple juice.
This is also coming from Miker on Trade Floor. Too much pineapple juice. Yo, that stuff is good, man.
Anti-inflammatory.
He said switch it to soy. Oh, switch to spy. Oh, or did you actually mean to type soy? Oh, soy milk. I thought you meant spy. I've seen people type it like that so many times. Because it's right next to the P on the keyboard. Yo, DJ, that was a disgusting AI edit of me you had the other day. I don't ever want to see anything like that ever again, dude. Or whoever clipped my stream yesterday.
Are you gonna do it now, Spy?
Yeah, come on, Spy. Like, can you move now?
It's like right there. Teasing. I'll probably be on for another 5 minutes.
Bet. No, that's fine. You stayed for a good ass amount of time, dude. Honestly, I thought you were gonna dip out way sooner than that, but I'm happy you stayed that long.
Yeah, I got into it, so I was like,
It's like
everybody else
open
can
to
wait.
like 10. Like that's like the hot session for like all the best movement most of the time. So you stayed for a good window of that. I'm glad you're here for it though. And yeah, definitely drop a like, guys. Round of applause to Kevo. Really cool. He didn't even have to do this, but I'm glad he did. And hopefully we can get some more of the guys in here. Hopefully I can get Ace in here. That'd be cool if I could bully him into that. React, it'd be cool to get him in here. Maybe Carter or Eric, something like that. We got tons of people we could draw from, pretty much. I still didn't name anybody that could have been in here. But yeah, so round of applause to Kevo. Definitely a lot of really cool things covered by him. Really good updates on SPX too. I liked how you kind of covered the 15-minute as well, because it's something I don't particularly cover a whole lot, so it's good to hear something different.
Nah, I appreciate but literally everybody, trading floor, everyone that's active every day. There's definitely some people on the floor that I'm like, yeah, these are the next ones coming up. So I hope everyone just sticks with it. Just keep grinding, keep learning the level. I still certainly am. But yeah, it's been a pleasure.
I forgot the personal question I was going to ask you already. It was something stupid too. It wasn't anything that serious. Damn, Eric, I see what you. I just now saw what you said. I'm a little late on it. Looking for the outside bar. That's funny. They just had to wick it up there to get it up there. There's a little bit of a pullback there.
What? Is this gonna keep on going, or buy done playing games?
Let me see our weights. I'll let you keep calling that out while I see. So XLK is at that 0% fib. We'll see if 213.90 breaks. If that does, expect a little bit more selling. Discretionary does have a little bit more room. Comms are just now rejecting, so that could add some more fuel to the fire. Banks are just now exiting supply. Sorry you can't see that because there's a huge ass thing in the way because TOS sucks. And then XLV. And they're also rejecting. So there is room for more downside, like we kind of talked about earlier, getting that move up and then getting that rejection back down. But it hasn't broken that big barrier there on the actual SPY chart. So we're still waiting to see if that ever breaks or not. But so far, so good. And to be fair, it did hit both fib extension targets. Sorry, I cannot speak English today. On the SPX chart we charted together. So if you did take any shorts with Kevo, both of the targets actually hit from the fib rejection here. But I don't think the contracts did so well from what I'm watching. Some of them are flat.
They're like $10.
Well, no, I'm not even bashing your call out. I was just the chain in general. It looks like most of them are pretty much the same cost, if not like $5-10 off, like you said.
We got kind of like a slow.
Yeah, the slow grind down kind of fucked it up. But that was still beautiful because in a day where that drops faster, that was a really beautiful breakdown by you. So, and this is exactly like the realities of trading. Plus, still can drop more. I'm not like counting that out. I'm just like looking at it now and just kind of basing on what I've seen. But it's kind of nice to reflect on the realities of trading because like even this move rejecting this and getting down to here still didn't make any money just because of the timing of it. It just kind of teetered. Also, you could see that on the sectors too. If you saw me when I was looking through the sectors in chat on stream, they were kind of just all in different spots. Like most of them are rejecting and pulling down, but some of them are still getting to that spot where they're trying to reject. So there's a little bit of teetering in the sectors as well, but still beautiful price action. And if we do end up getting 56.44 to break, that will definitely move those contracts more. So it's not to say it's GG, game over, nothing like that. It's just so far. And I like to cover that stuff because it's a reality. I mean, that sucks. But it happens.
Yeah, I'd say if we break that 563.40.
Yeah, there's still a huge chance this pulls back pretty quickly. It just needs that one break of a level. But still really nice price action. Like Leland posted, like Kevo's been updating. Still really clean.
Yeah, it's like anything you would have taken from PDO, probably would have, or PDH, probably would be up about 10-15%.
Yeah, it's like very, very light right here.
Yeah, which is still like, I mean, 15% is a great trade.
Yeah, it's crazy. People will like come to me and they'll be like, "Is 50% good or what? Or 45% good or what?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? You just made half of what you invested. Hell yes, that's good. What the hell?"
Like, are you serious?
Yeah, sometimes I can't take people serious because I just don't know if they're like trying to get like some glazing or what. But
Right. All right.
Here we go. Getting some movement.
I'm almost at 18% here.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's moving now. Like I said, as soon as it breaks that one level, it can start going.
I'll keep my eye on it, but yeah, this would be a good, like, if you had 4 contracts or 5 contracts.
Yeah, if you're in the stream and you joined that trade, please at least skim some off here because it did finally move. The contracts finally started moving a little bit, so finally got past that barrier a little bit. We'll see, though, if they end up continuing on or this is where they settle more. Because they're on that 15-minute, too. We're kind of at the top of that one part. 563.68. But no, that was still nice, though. Let me go check other charts now. And I posted NQ and ES at the perfect time. It was like as they were coming off those rejections. And they have both pulled back pretty good distances. Looks like ES made it down past that recent higher low. On the NQ chart that I just swiftly went back. They also went past their recent higher low. So, very nice pullbacks on pretty much everything we had on watch. I did not keep a good watch on IWM, though, so I am sorry for your small caps traders. But it doesn't look like it did much, so I don't think I missed much on that one. And then Meta, how's my baby Meta doing today? She did make it to that halfway point. I think I just glanced at it earlier, and then she rejected, so nothing crazy there either. I'm going to keep these same levels marked on Meta for a while. But Kevo, are you you're still chilling, or you said you're about to be out of here?
Yeah, I'll probably hop on out.
Well, I just wanted to give you a good warm exit, man. I just want to let you know, thank you for being here, all the updates. Thank you for the call out too. Actually, I got 25% thanks to you, so appreciate that.
Nice, let's go. Yeah, appreciate it. We'll do it again sometime, and yeah, thanks everybody, and Bueller, you're the best.
You too, dude. You're the best. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Have a nice day. Be careful trading later today.
See you, boss.
Peace.
Oh, thank God. No, I'm kidding. Yo, React. Did you hear me, though, earlier? We need to get your ass in here one day. We need you. I already talked to Matty Ice. Of course, he's always welcome. Ace. I need to get Eric in here eventually. I don't know, just a few of the guys who are, like, non-stop addicted to trading. Some of those guys who've been in here for a really long time. But that was awesome, though. I was happy to have him message me the other day. I was like, hell yeah, I'll have you in here. Instantly said yes. I'm also really happy he covered this, because I swear I would have been talking for 2 hours straight if he wasn't. But that was a really good breakdown. You didn't get fast movement, but the movement was very calculated, so it was still really cool to look at. And it does look like we're going to stop here for a second. But if we get another second rejection here or a continuation under that level here, I could definitely see this moving back to today's open. So just keep that on the back burner if you guys are still looking to catch a trade, or you're just actively watching and you're just interested. But yeah, that was cool. How did y'all like Kevo in the stream, having a second voice instead of just hearing just me? Try not to make that sound depressing. Yo! Kevo just gifted 10 memberships on the YouTube stream. What the fuck? Bro said, here's a call out and I'm gifting memberships. Garden Trader, Dividend Bull, SK, Eric, Gold Creation. Hold on, I gotta screenshot this. Yo, of course Ace is the first person to type rigged. That's crazy. Wow, you didn't get one. Wait, hold up. Who did it go to? So Garden, Dividend, SK, Eric. Okay, so far, bangers. Gold Creation, banger. Christian. We know Christian. We know German. We know Jimmy. We know Will. Okay, all 10. Wait. M-Dog. Okay, all 10 actually went to people that we kind of know. That's good. That wasn't a rig. That was a good one. That was a good one. Come on, round of applause for that one. Come on, normally YouTube gives it to like 9 people we've never even heard of. That was a good one. Dude, Kevo's a real one. That's crazy. Yo, but seriously, guys, do not take his gift in vain. Please actually go to the YouTube channel. If you're one of those people who just got that back or got it and it re-updated your thing. If you go to membership here, and then you go through all this stuff, there's actually an insane amount of content here. If you go to the beginning of time on that, it'll literally show you like the beginning videos, and then you can kind of work your way back up, or you could just watch whatever interests you. But there's tons of stuff in there, and it's not filler, honestly. It's just a lot of content in there because we've had it open for so long now. It's been basically 2 years of content inside of there, but I've been very selective, so it's not like 600 videos. It's like, I think it's like 110. And then there's some streams, and there's like some PDF. There's like all kinds of stuff in there now. But yeah, it's just something extra because I don't like to just, I don't know. It's a little weird if you like have a membership thing and then there's nothing there. Like, did you guys know most YouTube channels who have the membership thing don't even post in that slot, which is crazy to me because it's like, so you're just charging people to do nothing, because all they get is emojis if that's what they're doing, you know. But there's actual content there, and it's not just content to be filler. It's actually stuff that we use. There's a live trading series in there. There's all kinds of cool stuff in there for the different things we've done over time. You know, it's just a lot of cool stuff. But I hope you guys check it out. Take advantage of what Kevo just gifted you. And yeah, seriously, that was pretty badass, not gonna lie. Thank you, Kevo, seriously. He kind of like killed it on the stream, then he killed the stream. Also really cool, we have a video testimonial on Twitter from Sonia, if anybody wants to check that out. I also just retweeted that on my Twitter. So definitely show Sonia some love. Drop a like on that tweet or say hi. Drop her a follow. But check out that, pretty cool. A lot of cool things happening today. Oh wait, I can take my headset off. This thing's kind of hurtful, not gonna lie. You get a new one. Alright, well, we make it down to 563.50. Can we actually make it down to this higher low right here? Just above today's open, kind of this vicinity. Yeah, seriously, thank you, Kevo. That was badass, man. Thank you. Yeah, for real, Gold Creation. Made me money today and gifted a membership. I love you, Kev. Dude, that's crazy. You got one as well, Gold. Nice. $41 viewers, 41 likes. Are we at perfect parity right now? Oh, it changed. Alright, sorry guys, I'm like answering people, reading stuff. I'm trying to catch up. There's just a lot going on right now. How's everyone doing right now in the stream? Sorry. Catching up again. Whoa, the new guy in chat got a trade? Dude, let's go. I like seeing the newbies in here get some trades. Well, I don't know if he's a newbie, but new to us. I don't think he's a newbie in that sense, you know what I mean? Matty Ice, let's go. That trade calendar is looking sexy. Good trade, man. Okay, so you were kind of... Oh, okay, you were trading with us. Beautiful. You're just on futures. Fucking clean, dude. Beautiful chart. Everything's spaced out. I love it. I like the color coding you got going on too. It's honestly really easy to look at. Like in a single glance, I can like easily see everything. Really, really easy to see chart, Matty. Matty Ice. Matty Ice, not so nice. Let's see what Deuce did here. First pick is my first trade. Second pick is my entry. Okay. He was kind of shorting initially, it looks like. Matty Ice done for the day. It's so nice. Matty Ice putting the rest of the day on ice. And I don't know what made me think of that idea, but I think I am going to do that, where I just slowly give like a few people here and there permissions to just come in and talk whenever they want. But I'm only going to do to people who are going to do it like Kevo, who are like going to do it the right way. You know, come in here and just kind of have a good time and also give some updates here and there. But not really relying on them to give call outs or anything. It's just they get literally come in here and talk about whatever the hell they want to talk about. Some of these guys have earned it. Well, maybe not whatever they want to talk about, but you know what I mean. In regards to trading. Could they talk when you're not here? Yeah, I mean, they can do that. I have no problem. There's only a few people I really trust that much, though, and it's some of those guys that have been here since, like... So in my head, there's, like, different parts of the chat. Like, some of you have been here since the beginning of time. Some of you have been here for, like, a very long time, but not as long as those guys. And then there's a big chunk of you that haven't been here as long as any of those guys, but have been here for a good while. It's like those guys who've been here for a really, really long time that I really, really trust, and I don't mind leaving in my stead. But there's some weird people that'll just sometimes, like, you give them a little bit of trust, and, you know, they turn that into, let me make my own thing, you know, let me take away from this. It's like, it's really hard to find people who actually want to, like, be in your place, and then also, like, add to it. Like your Lelands, your Sinfuls, your Kevos, you know, people who are just here because they enjoy being here. But Kevo's pretty chill, so I've known Kevo for literally as long as I can remember. He was here like literally day one in my chat, so I'm not really worried about him. He's a bro. Like Leland, don't mind Leland, like that's no problem. But you just gotta be careful the people you put trust into. It's just something I've had to learn over time. But he's not one of those I have to worry about. Like Adam, I could probably leave Adam my Discord permissions and nothing would go wrong. Green Candlestick. I call him Adam. His name's Green Candlestick. He wouldn't hurt a fly. I think he'd be too scared to even go through the settings. He'd be like, no, I don't want to mess any of this up. Like that's Adam. Like he would never do anything like that. Not a single malicious bone in his body. WAP has live streaming now? What the fuck is the point of that? Fair enough, though. I don't even know what WAP is anymore. Honestly, it went from a payment processor to a whole lot more, so good for them. I don't know if I'll be streaming around that time, but how many of you are going to be trying to like actively watch charts around the FOMC? And remember, I said watching charts. I don't mean actively trading. If you guys are actively trading, you're crazy. Around FOMC time, at least. I could see some funny gamble trades working out, though, when Pal starts talking, just because I feel like you do get way more movement when he talks. But again, like I said, that would literally be gambling. Oust. Yeah, that's pretty, that's pretty wild. That's why, like, Here, I'll pull it up. I'll actually pull it up with you guys now that we're just chilling. It's just really awkward because people on Discord can't see exactly what I'm seeing. So if you guys go to Trade Floor, download the FOMC trading guide. Whoa, where did that go? Okay. I don't know why they did that. So YouTube, you can see this. Discord, I'm looking at that thing on Trade Floor. The FOMC trading guide. But this is actually pretty common. It's pretty funny too because like it literally kind of shows too the power of like liquidity grabs. So this is like kind of going into the event. Event happens. The bigger move happened. Like but you have 2 liquidity grabs that happened before anything even did anything, and you have all that consolidation. And it's a pretty common occurrence. Sometimes it's kind of angled, as you can see here. I think there's another example here where it's kind of angled upwards a little bit. So you can see there's all kind of variants of it, but it pretty much does the same thing a lot of the time. Now, I'm not... This isn't like, go trade this all the time. But this is kind of cool to look at, because you can see, too, this is Leland going over multiple FOMC dates from 2023 to 2024. And they were pretty much the same thing every time. So, when we do get a FOMC that moves, this is pretty much what they look like. So, this is why I recommend downloading this and kind of going through it. It's pretty cool, though. But also, it's not even just for FOMC. Outside of that, it's also just showing you how good liquidity grab price action works. Aggressive buying, aggressive selling. So, if you're not really used to aggressive moves, that's a really good thing to look at. No, that's interesting, Natty. That's kind of cool. It definitely wouldn't work for me, though. Just because we've already established, like... It's crazy how long we've been streaming, man. I never think about it. I always take it into account. But, like... We have been streaming so long on this YouTube channel. I started streaming when it was, like, kind of not popular to stream the trading stuff. Like, there's always just been, like, 1 or 2 guys who've always been really big at it. Now there's, like, 100, but yeah. That's why I showed you guys, what's his name? His name's Josh, but what the hell is his channel name? It's, like, Stock Market Live or Stock Market something. But that guy, like, that's the one guy who has consistently been killing it with the live streaming and just everything like that. I don't really watch him that much anymore, but that guy's, like, grind is definitely motivational. Oh, Trading Fraternity, there you go. Yeah, that's the only big guy I think I recommend to anybody in here. I've watched so many big guys trade, I've watched so many big guys talk, and you could literally hear the bullshit spewing out of their mouth. But Trading Fraternity, that man is real. That man is as real as they can get. Super, super cool. I also think it's kind of funny he makes all of his, like, those, like, songs and rap songs. That shit is so funny. Because they actually are pretty good. It's like, whoa, what the hell? He's actually decent at this. You hear that idea, you're like, wait, he makes his own rap songs. What the hell does that mean? That's stupid. No. Like, they're actually good. Good mention, too, Sinful on Meta. Dude, I'm telling you, you know the liquidity grab, like methodology, like, you know, like, the procedures of them, like, really well. I knew that's what you meant, too, this morning when you were like, look at Meta. I always give you credit openly, too. I always tell everybody, I got it from you. No, not shares, not shares. I mean, I don't know, maybe. But no. I'll be dead before I buy Meta shares. No, he's really good at calling out liquidity grabs. He's done it like 8 times on different stock picks, but this one might actually be a really good options play down the road, which this is kind of what we want to see. I was giving him cred because he said, if Meta doesn't make a new low, this is good. because it's already made that low, retaken it. So if this is it holding it, this is kind of like a higher low of a potential liquidity grab on the bigger time frames. So honestly, some pretty big brain update by Sinful there. I just want to give some respect where it's deserved. I used to watch that guy like crazy, but I couldn't adapt to his system. Yeah, no, it's not really his system. It's kind of the other thing you said, his philosophy. Like, it's just like his energy. Like, that dude will keep you going. Like, even if you don't understand how he trades, it doesn't matter. Like, he just has that good energy about him. But I swear to God, that's like the one person on the entirety of YouTube that is like that. Everybody else that I've seen so far has been like fake or doesn't actually trade, or, and it doesn't even matter if they actually trade or not. It's just like some people will go out and live stream and they'll do it just to do it. Whereas like some people like Trading Fraternity, they do it with like a reason. There's like passion behind it. There's like they want to help keep people's heads right. I think there's like so much more to that than just like I'm here to make money. You know, there's so much more to, like, anybody could do that. But I love that guy. That is the only big YouTuber I think I actually like respect on this entire platform. I haven't watched him in a while, like I said, but his energy is always through the roof. I love watching that guy. I used to love watching Stephen Bigelow the most, though. I'm not joking. Like, I got so addicted to watching that dude's videos. Cause like, do you ever like? And I'm not trying to be like weird about this, but like, you ever like have your own strategy, and then like, cause this is how it was for me. I had my own strategy that I thought was mine. I'm the only person to ever think about it, right? But then I bump into this channel, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's like my own system, but he has like names for it, terminology. There's like a theory behind it. There's methods to things. There's procedure, you know. And it's like going from my sloppy, made up in my head system to this like organized, calculated, like, oh my god, like. And it's the same thing as mine. It's just like how he went about it was so much better. And so I got so addicted to watching those videos. Because I think at the time I was using like the 9 EMA for my trigger, I guess you could say. And his T-line or trigger was the 8. And it's like, no way I'm only one number off this guy's. So I loved watching Stephen Bigelow. You watch me and him at the same time sometimes? That's crazy. Yeah, honestly, his streams go a lot longer, so I don't blame you. He literally does the whole open to... Or no, he does... I think he does 8 to close or 8 to a little bit after close. Like, he does, like, the full like, 8-9 hour stream every day. Alice, are you talking about Trading Fraternity or Stephen Bigelow? If you're talking about my... like the BB system, I didn't get that from anybody. I actually did get that on my own. I genuinely thought I was the only person who knew what Premarket was when I was coming up with that. So like the emerging candles, the Premarket stuff, all that stuff, that's all from me. I have no idea. I had no idea other people looked at that stuff when I was coming up with it. I've even shown how I came up with it. It was actually so... I'm trying to use the right word here. It was pretty dumb how I came up with my system. Stephen Bigelow, no. At the same time, I would say I kind of had a sloppy, like... So here, I'll show you. I'll just show you. So we'll go to a chart. And we can sit on meta, actually, I guess. So a big thing with me, and you can even see this in some of my lifetime guys, some of my swingers, but like Sherman especially. Way back in the day, we had a guy named Duke. There's been a bunch of people who've honestly succeeded with this very well. And it's honestly kind of addicting to look at swinging like this once you get into it. So I'll just start with like the basics. So that's like the full on. Let's get to the basics. Actually, hold up. No, we won't even do this yet. Get off my screen. So basically, like, I would just like mark levels, and then I would look for candlestick patterns, and I'd basically do that thing that I tell you about where I'm like, come on. If I'm in an uptrend, I'm looking for buyer patterns here. If I'm in an uptrend, I'm looking for seller patterns here, but not as occasionally because I'm aware that I'm in an uptrend. And then vice versa in a downtrend. And it's not going to perfectly look like this. I'm just trying to give you a good example. I've honestly never seen a perfect channel up, channel down. They're never perfect. But, you know, towards the top of that trend, looking for bearish candlestick patterns, towards the bottom of that looking for bullish candlestick patterns. That was kind of like the basics of my strat, right? That was just in my head how that worked, right? Then I started to find like indicators that I thought were kind of nice, and then that's where I added. Oh, here it is. I'm like staring right at it. That's when I added the 9 EMA, the 21, and the 55, or yeah, 55. Sorry, that took me a second. But really, the main part of the system is just these two, 9 and the 21. So basically, I'm looking for a bearish candlestick pattern, and then I want to see a close under this as well. Now, if the bearish candlestick pattern is the candle that's closing under it, that's okay. But I would prefer it to pop up and then see a different day close under it, if that makes sense to you. Then I target the 21. It's as simple as that. And most of the time it works out, because a lot of the time when you get pullbacks under the 9 EMA or 8 EMA, as he called it, the T-line, it would break down and hit the 20 or 21 almost every single time. Like, not every time, but it was very high probability, right? And you could say vice versa. So sometimes I would call these retention trades. So whenever it pulls down, and then let's say I see a bullish pattern pop up, but it's holding, do I take that trade up to the 9 EMA? No, but you can look at it for day trades that next day, and you have high probability situational awareness that, yes, if I get a break up, it is probably going up, right? A lot of the time after it bounces from here, it goes up to the halfway point between them, or it goes up to that. So two things you and me already mark pretty naturally, right? So that was kind of like the basics of like the system, but that was as far as I knew, right? I didn't have any system for like bigger moves, right? I didn't have, oh God, that was about to do a lot. There we go. I didn't have like a method to anything besides that, right? That was the whole system, so it's pretty bland, right? Whereas he had a system where it's like the same thing, except he's looking for trades to every EMA, away from every E. Like he had a whole system for everything, and it was super basic, and it was the same thing I would cover, right? It would always be candlestick patterns, and whatever EMA is there. Now I used to only use the levels, and then I started to use that because they move around, they actually average out, they're adaptive and stuff, but. I wouldn't say I came up with my system because of him, but I would definitely give him credit for making my system work, because I did not have that deeper level of thinking or thought process that he had. And I mean, that dude was old, but he had such incredible thought process for candlestick patterns. Like, I shit you not, I never looked at candlestick patterns the same after I saw that guy's videos, because like I've always been like pretty big with like, oh, bearish candlestick, we could short this the next day, or if we get a lower open, it should keep dumping. Like I know that deep kind of thinking behind it, but he would go another step. He'd be like, yeah, if this like goes up and there's like a lower high that hits the halfway point of this candle, it'll go down. He's like, if you don't just get the lower open, because I'm aware of this scenario. I know if I get the lower open, it'll probably keep going, right? I know that. That's like elementary to me. But he would go another level and be like, well, if you get a halfway point, so let's say this is the candlestick pattern. Let's just say this is a pattern, right? He'd be like, well, if you don't get that lower open, it also makes this move where it makes that halfway point rejection, and then you get that, and then you get your dump. And it's like, what the fuck? That is so simple, but it's another level beyond what I was even imagining could even happen for this chart. So whenever I learned that, that's when I was like, okay, this dude's not just smart. He knows what he's talking about. And then I watched hundreds of hours of that guy's videos. And it was so nice, because it was like things you already know but you don't quite understand kind of thing. Like maybe you have a grip on it but you don't quite get it, right? And that was kind of where I was when I stepped onto that guy's channel. I was like, holy shit. So it was just exciting, because it was like, you know, you're aware of everything you're looking at. I'm not having to learn a new system when I'm watching his videos. Like, I already know it. It's just now I'm actually learning what actual terminology looks like. But no, that was already like way after I'd already done like a swing trading account challenge and stuff using my system and stuff. So it was way after I had developed it. It was just like, you could definitely tell I got a lot better after I started watching that guy's videos, because my swing trades for like 3 months after that were just insane. I haven't gotten to that level since, but that was like when I was full on just focused on swing trading. Whereas now I'm like, I'm streaming, I'm day trading, I'm scalping, I'm calling out, I'm swinging, I'm actively helping people day in, day out. So not as focused as I was, but when you're just focused on just that, it's incredible the output you can get. The trades you see, You feel like you have a sense of where the chart's going to go before it happens. That's how like in tune you end up getting. You don't actually know, but it's all about probabilities. Good question though, because I have high respect for that guy. Rest in peace. But yeah, because like I'm not trying to act like, oh, you have to create your own strategies to take them. Like, no, you don't have to. It's just like I didn't invent. Let me make sure I make that clear. I didn't invent trading pre-market highs or previous day highs. I've just never seen anyone cover it, and I went over it. That's all that is. So I didn't invent that these levels or like these systems or anything. It's just that's all. Like I feel like I didn't see anyone cover it when I was looking for it. Nowadays, I feel like you could go learn it from anything. You could learn it from anyone. But the system is different, though. A lot of people, you could mark all these levels and still fuck it up completely. Because honestly, I would say this here is definitely the most important thing in the entire strategy. It is the order of operations. I would say this is by far the most important aspect of the system that we trade here, and this definitely took me a while to kind of think about, because I think for the longest time in streams and calling out, I've always had this in my mind, but actually laying it out, talking about it in a video or text, I've never done. And these are the two places you can get this at, besides just being in the streams all the time. But like when we're like, if this breaks, we should expect this, or if this breaks, we should expect that. Like, that's not random thinking or me wanting to get lucky. That's the system. There's something there. There's actually thinking behind it. There's a method. So definitely check these two out if you've never heard me say order of operations before. But in a way, just in short for anybody who doesn't know, you know how if you're in math class, excuse me, sorry, if you're doing like a math equation, there's like 100 ways you could fuck it up, but there's only one way to get it right, and that's by using the order of operations, the PEMDAS, you know, PEMDAS. Doing mathematical equations in the correct way, and we all remember learning that way for the most part. I don't care if you know how to do math equations or not, but just remembering that thought process. That's kind of the same thing for what we have for our system. There's a right order to do things, right? Because you could get all kind of break up and breakdown plays on any level, and you could mess it up any way, in any way, shape, or form. But when you have a system in place that actually says how you should treat it when something happens, then that's something you can build off of. It's not just levels. You know, I know we say it's just levels, it's just this, just that, but it is a little bit more. Thank you for another day of good learning and your time, Josh. Have an amazing day, everybody. Catch up with you all tomorrow morning. See you later, Sonia. Have a great rest of your day. And yeah, like she said, please do not forget to like the stream. It definitely helps out a ton. And yeah, I feel like I've been talking my head off, and it's not even been 2 hours from the open. It's been about 2.5 since the start of stream, but it's crazy. Time flies. Especially important to go over things on a day like today, where it's really easy for us to just sit here and try to trade every little thing that's moving when we don't need to. So, especially important to kind of go over things on those kinds of days. It'll not just limit you from making mistakes, it'll also help you go over things that we definitely need to kind of go over a little bit more. Very, very, very cool. Kevo goated. I gotta hop on a plane. Always love listening to Bueller 1 point. Damn, dude, nice. And yeah, we'll have to get Smokey in here one day. He's got good vibes. But he's been here since before this chat even existed. And it's funny, like, people will see him or Kevo and be like, man, they make a lot of money and they trade with a lot of money. But it's like, yeah, but you have no idea what they had to do to get here. Like, these guys have been here for 4 or 5 years. Like, this shit does not happen overnight. It takes time. It takes a lot of energy. You're gonna start following his long-term ads. Let me know if you end up getting in any of them, or which ones you end up following the most or find interesting. Because I need to go catch up on some of that too. Carter, I feel you on that one. No, it does not. Exactly, like you know it, because I mean you've been around the block now. I mean, you've seen what it's like to do good. You've seen what it's like to do bad. You know, and you know what it takes. It's definitely a weird like mental warfare, but not at the same time. Dude, I cannot believe that man Kevo gifted 10 subs after being in a stream. That is actually crazy. I'm still like just like freaked out by that. That was awesome. Battle every day. Damn straight, soldier. But that was pretty cool of him. And it's kind of funny because, like, to like you guys, I mean, we've been here for like the whole time, but to the public, they probably think we've been gone for a month and a half. So it's kind of funny. We like come back and we're like right back to where we were. Pick up where we left off. I need to start pumping out more of those videos, though. You guys were really liking those member only, like, kind of like game plan videos for different tickers. I wanted to post some today, but then I was like, shit, FOMC's today. But I wanted to do some, now that I'm back streaming, I wanted to do some on actual individual tickers that you guys were sharing with me. I saw a few of you say NVIDIA and Microsoft. Those were the two that were typed the most. So I'll make sure to go over like game plans for actual tickers now outside of these, but I'll put those in those videos so I can kind of focus on this while I'm streaming, and then we can have that on the back burner in case nothing happens. But I'll make sure to start posting those at the same time. I think I need to start putting them like at nighttime the day before. Would be a good thing to do. But what I like to do, and this is honestly super easy, anyone can do this, is go to the daily time frame, and then make sure you're on like a clean chart, and then get your watch list going, and then just kind of go down your watch list and just look at the daily and see what kind of candlestick patterns you could spot out on the daily, and then the ones that you like the most, write them down on a different watch list, or just remember which ones you found, and then mark those up for day trading the next day. And then those can be your watch list tickers for like what you think has the best movement, because a lot of the times after a candlestick pattern you end up getting either like this one right here, bearish engulfing. It got the lower open, it got a little bit of continuation down, not much. So on the daily time frame it's like, oh, well, that wouldn't have made me money. On a smaller time frame that probably did really well. So it just all kind of comes down to that. Which no real pattern from yesterday. We almost have a single black crow, and then today it looks like we're just going to end up getting kind of like a little weird reset candle. But very, very important in my opinion to kind of just do that. It's a really fun procedure to just go through and just spam through a watch list on the daily time frame and see what you can find. And possibly seeing lower highs here, but we're still holding this as well. So we're kind of stuck like we said earlier. No real new information on that. And most of our sectors, I was spamming through it on my other screen. Most of them have settled out now off of those rejections. But I am glad we covered that when we did, because this was kind of fun to cover. The drop itself was slow. This was where it finally paid off, funny enough. It finally broke through to where it was like, oh shit, we don't have that priced out enough. And then the contracts finally started moving. But also the sectors, it was fun to see the sectors at the same time move down together. For the most part, some of them were kind of teetering or still getting up to that resistance, but it's just really nice and clean. Man, chat is on fire today, and not really like meaning like, oh, everyone's making $1 billion today. No, like the energy everyone's bringing today is nice. Everyone's in high spirits. And I'll probably stream for another 30 or so minutes. So if we have any questions or any comments or anything anybody wants to add into the stream, please let me know. But I'll probably update for another 30 or so minutes. I'm chilling though, no rush. And thank you guys again. Over 40 likes on today's stream. That is huge. Definitely appreciating that. D-touch. That guy was toxic, bro. He'd like somebody could go into chat and be like, I love puppies, and he'd be like, puppies suck, or like, that guy was weird. He was like oddly negative towards like everything and everybody. And he only cared about being right. That's all he cared about being. He didn't care about anything else. He just wanted to be right. Even if he wasn't actually right. No, that guy was so toxic. It's pretty hard for Leland to ban somebody, and he banned him. Like, it is very hard to make Leland ban you. It takes a lot to actually get on his nerves to, like, where you're doing that. Like, that's crazy. You gotta be, like, an actually toxic, negative person. Yo, what's up, Lag to Death? How you doing? Yo, what's up, Oust? Oh, all good. I'm not gonna lie, I've fat fingered into this voice chat so many times. Like, where I'm trying to click on a different channel and then I click it. I'm like, oh god. I'm just chilling now, seeing what everyone's up to. Man. How long until FOMC? You're in my time zone, right? Or are you an hour ahead of me? It's at 1 my time. Pal's at 1:30. 2 your time, 2:30 if you're an hour ahead of me. But yeah, it's always an hour afternoon, and then 30 minutes after that is always Pal. It's like pretty much a set standard for their meeting, except when some random stuff happens. But I think that only happened once. It's 8:31 where you're at. Wait, are you Pacific? Oh, okay. I was like, whoa. I always forget y'all are 2 hours behind me. So when I hear that, I'm like, where the hell are you at? I'm thinking like Hawaii. Okay, so no, that would be, what would that be for him? That'd be 11 and 11:30 for you? I think that's right. Yeah, so 11 for you and then 11:30 for Powell. He'll always be 30 minutes after the FOMC, which remember guys, FOMC is not live. This is a meeting that was already done. This is something that's already happened. This is like a month later. But we're getting the notes from that meeting. We're getting the data from that. What did they talk about? What was the tone they had set? And this kind of leans into the Powell conversation, which will be 30 minutes after that, where he might end up letting something loose that might not have been talked about in those minutes. Which, humanly impossible for you and me to analyze that in 30 minutes. But there are computer-based programs that do it and post summaries, and then it's all from there. And that's why you get such quick reactions on the news when it actually comes out. So whenever you guys are like, how the hell do they know it's already going down? They don't know. The computers are doing it. It's not a person doing that. It's a person setting parameters for the computer, but the computer's doing it. Yes, that is a month later, but Powell is live, yes. It's because they can't give us that information any sooner. If they did, then the stock market would fucking die and rise really quick, way too quick, and it would not be right to give us that little pending in between. It's also so they can implement some of the things they want to talk about in that meeting. So whenever we see that, we try to go off of like, okay, have they done any of that? No. Okay, well then things are shit. Have they been working on that? Okay, nice. Which all they've been really talking about is if the job data gets weak, then we're screwed, which it hasn't been, so we should be all right. But that might not mean anything for rates. That might just mean they stay the same. No rate cut, no rise, no nothing. So that's most likely what is going to happen for the next couple FOMC meetings, is no rate cuts. You can blame that on a handful of things, honestly. It's not just tariffs. It's not just all this stuff happening around the world. It's not just our own economy. It's a lot of stuff all at once. So that's probably why we're not going to have rate cuts most of this year. Kind of sucks because we were going into this year in December, if anybody remembers, we were kind of thinking towards the beginning of this year we would get a lot of rate cuts this year. Towards the beginning of this year, now it's looking like we shouldn't be getting any. It might even be the end of the year or beginning of next year where we finally get some actual rate cuts that do something. But that doesn't mean some prices for consumers can't go down. I've already talked about it yesterday with egg prices. Egg prices have already dropped 50%, which is really good for consumers. So go buy your eggs. Eggs used to be over $8 a dozen. Now they're about $4. I think they're under $4 now. And that's happening with a lot of products now because of the tariffs that Trump is placing. But nobody's talking about that because we're all too busy bitching about other shit. But consumer prices are actually getting a lot better right now. But we're going to not see the effect of that for months. So until the next FOMC meeting, we need to see, is that actually doing anything? It could also make things worse. So I want to see, do prices get better? And then do we get the follow-up move from the Fed saying, yeah, guys, everything's looking good. Job market's strong. Economy's getting better. Prices are getting better. Let's cut the rates. Because that should open the conversation for that. But until then, it shouldn't change anything. And that is my non-biased report of our economy. That's just facts. Go look at egg prices. It's crazy. If we can get potato prices and corn and all that other stuff to come down too, then there should be no reason McDonald's charges us for no dollar menu. I'm just joking, by the way, but that is what will be impacted over the long run, though. Stuff like that. What I'd normally expect the FOMC, it may hugely different, but wanted to draw this out for practice and fun. No, that's actually not that crazy, you're drawing. That's something that could pan out. I could see it breaking up and then reversing and going back down, too, though. Or, like, breaking down lower and then breaking back up. Like, whatever the true direction is almost has, like, a really ugly vice versa right before it. But no, that's not crazy. It is kind of fun to do those, though. Because that is how a FOMC chart could look. All crazy and upward angled like that. But yeah, we'll see. What's up, Andrew? We'll have to get Andrew some voice perms in here eventually, too. Who would think that I would have multiple people in chat that are from Canada that are actually pretty cool? Who would have thought? I mean, we get Jack. We thought we hit the nail in the coffin. Then we get Andrew as well. Man. SK, during the day, no. Like during that day's FOMC, no. If you mean the day after, yes. But you are right about that, though. Even the next day, it could have some extra effects to it from that previous day's events. You are correct about that. I don't want you to think that that's disconnected anyway. That is totally connected. Good message, SK. Good, whatever you want to call that. Good job bringing that up. My brain's breaking in half. Oh God, Tobias is here. What up, BB fam? Nice to see you be able to catch a stream today. What's up, Vanessa? I'm actually into getting like 30, 20 minutes or so, but I'm chilling right now, just kind of catching up to everybody. But we had a great day, Vanessa. You should definitely go back and watch it. We had Kevo in here today. He called out a good... It only went about 19 to 20%, but it was the price action that was honestly a lot of fun to cover together. And it was awesome, which I say only 20%, but that's, you know, we all know 20% is great. Nice, I will rewatch too. Yeah, if anybody in here, you too, Elisa, glad to see you as well. Do you have the same profile pic as Discord? No, you don't. I like your profile pic on Discord. It's like bright and purple, I think. I will rewatch too. I will definitely run it back. I always get a ton of value from your streams. Thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate you. Good to see you. Hope your day is going well so far. And yeah, SK, I'll definitely be trying to trade tomorrow, but you are 100% on the money with that. Too many people think, oh, it's not FOMC anymore. Don't worry about it. It's like, bro, what? What if we're still reacting to that? What if we're still digesting what came out? You know, then you'll definitely have that effect. Or vice versa. What if all of that happens so quick, the next day has to go the other way? 20% a little when you make it, but a lot when you lose it. Oh, yeah, he damn right about that one. Damn right about that one. A little when you make it, a lot when you lose it. I like that. Because it totally feels like that. You're like, oh, I just got 20%. But when you lose, you're like, fuck, I lost a whole 20%. It's like, no, what? It's the same thing. Should treat it the same. Best investment ever, considering it's free. LOL. Yeah, definitely check out the Kevo part of the stream today. He stayed for a really good amount of time, too. I was really happy he did that. Because I never put pressure on these guys when they join in here. I always tell them, stay as long as you want. Leave as quick as you want. You know, do whatever you want. So that was cool. He stayed in here and actually enjoyed being here. Which it's funny, most of the time that is the reaction. Most of the time I tell them, just come in here for 20 minutes. They end up being in here for over an hour. And it's just because, like, once you get in here, it is kind of fun to cover shit together. Because it's like, you're going over things with someone that looks the same thing you do. You know, maybe we see it at different times of the day, but all of us are kind of looking at this stuff in the same way, for the most part. So it's kind of like a comfortable thing when someone else says something towards you. And you're like, oh shit, I know what you mean. I can conversate with you. It's nice. Let's make a new high of day. The loss definitely hurts more than the win. Yeah, literally. I don't know why. Human nature, I guess. We love to beat ourselves up. We hate to congratulate ourselves. Like, I don't get it. At least some of us. But yeah, we gotta get Carter in here too, man. I'm kind of excited all the different people we could get in here. Cause like, I honestly, like, we had a lot of really big traders back in the day, but I would say this is probably the strongest I've seen our group with like level of what they're talking about. I think everybody's level is a little bit higher than back then. We might have less big traders in here, but we have way more big traders in that sense, in my opinion. Potential's through the roof. And I truly believe that. I truly believe this is like probably the highest level our chat has been is right now. Kevo said it too. Like he said it, like y'all always fall back on him and Leland and different other people that post, but he said it about y'all. Like sometimes he goes to trade floor and he doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and he just sees someone say something, and next thing you know, he's back on track. Sometimes it just takes like a quick second just looking at trade floor, seeing if anybody's trading. And if you see all of us not in there, we're probably all not trading, because no one wants to trade junk. And a lot of the time, the best way to avoid trading junk is just by walking away. So it's funny. You could kind of go off of that from chat. Do you agree? I see impulsive move up, then retrace down, then we can long first bounce. Yes, that can happen, and that's exactly what's inside of that guide, SK. Maybe you weren't here when I said it, but that FOMC guide Leland posted. If you go to the pinned messages and trade floor, it's there. But that's pretty precise on how what you just explained is pretty much all within that guide. If you do get that variant where it does go up, like you're saying, you will get that probably quick move down first. You said retrace down, then long first bounce around important level while basing, or is it too risky? No, that's not too risky. No. Not at all. I mean, it is risky because you're trading FOMC, but the template you're going over, no, that makes sense. Are you trying to prove me right? I mean, it did a liquidity grab at 563.68, and then we have a higher low holding that. So, I mean, we should make a new high of day. But it's FOMC, and I only say that because, like, FOMC, it's like things don't work correctly on those days. It's almost like backwards thinking on FOMC days, but not every time. Oh, you're just talking about in general, SK, sorry. Yes, that would be very viable. Yes. Hell yes, because that's a liquidity grab. Getting that retrace down, then the move back up, the higher low of that, yes. Hell yes. That's a very passive play. I would not say that's risky at all. I would say that's the opposite. I'd say that's beautiful. You're basically taking a higher low of an impulse move. You can do that too on down days, even if it like it's not an up day, SK. Even on like kind of like yesterday, actually. Now yesterday it didn't pan out because you can see the rest of the day just settled. It did nothing, but it had the thinking there. It made its new low. It retook that level. It made a higher low there. Like, that's super passive to me for more buying. My bad. I thought you meant just on today. Sorry. It really confused me there because, like, that's the most... Like, that's the template of trade you'll see the most on a FOMC day is why I thought you meant that. Sorry. But, yeah, no. You see that, man? Yeah, abuse that. That's, like... That's our bread and butter. Especially while basing. If you have the basing to go with it, too, that's even better. It's just the patience that it requires for basing. You have to actually, like, kind of understand what you're looking at and understand it could take a while before it starts to move again. But no, I like that, SK. I like where your head's at. Ooh, nice post, Tobias. On Tesla. You've been doing really good on the Tesla updates, bro. You're, like, slowly becoming the Tesla guru in here. From, like, call-outs to, like, legit updates to just kind of, like, mentioning it and showing, like, what it can and can't do. Anybody who's been needing to pay attention to Tesla has definitely gotten their fair share of updates from you. Man, do y'all remember how Tobias first got in this group? Does anybody remember how? Please tell me I'm not the only one who remembers, man. It's like one of the coolest stories ever. Like how he got into the group and like how we all ended up paying attention to this freak from Europe. This man used to post like all those what was the website called where you post all those like small articles or whatever? This is before you got AI to write them for you. He would post all those, and then he posted one that I thought was interesting, and I read it all, and I was like, holy shit, this guy's smart. And then like he posted more and more of them, and you could tell he actually just like really enjoyed making them and posting them about different topics he enjoyed. And then in the Discord, like he still talks the same way. Like he'll go over everything, like not like a story, but he'll make sure like he covers all the important stuff, and it's not like a lot of reading at the same time. Like you feel like you're doing a good amount of reading, but it's not too much. And you end up getting like all these like pretty cool facts about it. Yeah, Substack, there you go. Shit, I read them, bro. I don't know about everybody else in here, but I was reading them. I read most of the ones you made and shared. I didn't read them all, but I read most of them. But that was how we originally met you. And then you like started talking more in here and stuff like that. No, I don't know. I thought that was a cool story. You like actually added something into the group as you joined. I feel like that's a very rare thing I see. I can't even think of another person like that. Like Leland, maybe, you know, Leland, as he joined, he added to the group. He didn't try to like learn the group and take away from it. He's like, no, I'm gonna build into this. I don't know, pretty cool story. And Tobias is from like Narnia, so like it's pretty rare you meet someone from there. To me, it's Narnia. To you, for Americans, you probably just think it's Walmart, McDonald's. I had a lot of English friends, and that's what they think of us. They think it's just a bunch of Walmarts with McDonald's built into them. And I was like, man, you're not far off. Not far off. But yeah, if you guys are still interested in any of Tobias' posts, Tobias, I keep saying it all. Check out his channel, honestly. Like, even the old stuff, I still go back and I read just because, like, all the different things he's posting. But he kind of uses a lot of different techniques, honestly. He goes over, like, basics. He goes over, like, logical stuff. He'll do, like, call-outs, and then he'll explain it after. He'll do breakdowns of companies or just anything that's on his mind, honestly. It's a really awesome channel to follow along with. And I really wish more people would read it, because I find it interesting. And it's not just, like, random bullshit that's not helping. Like, it really is cool stuff. His most recent post was about copper futures, to be precise. And he does a lot of Tesla updates, not just in there, but in the trade floor as well. So, just giving credit where it's due. Alright, enough glazing Tobias for the year. What's the weather like over there, Tobias? How is it over there? Oh, those are the best memes, Dr. J. It's like how the world sees us, and it's like a bunch of memes per state. Yeah, no, those are funny. The memes per state are hilarious. The meme maps, yeah. I'm glad you like it too, Vanessa. I love that dude's channel. It is a lot, though. Like, I know when we're all busy, but just know Tobias doesn't take it personal. Like, he doesn't need all those reactions. Like, just please take time to actually read it. And if you ever find something interesting, tag him. Be like, hey, man, I really like this. This is cool. Just let him know. We don't gotta treat him special. It's Tobias. But definitely show your appreciation when you see it. If you know, you know. I don't know. I never go outside. Just kidding. I touched grass today. It's sunny but not hot. I don't know. I don't go outside. I don't. Weather. What is that? Someone told me global warming and I haven't gone out since. New high of day. Great call out by Carter. It's sunny but not hot. That's good then. You're a very supportive leader, always glazing and even defending people who are wrong. Like, U.S. sees everything south of Texas as Mexico. Oh, 100%. Everything south of Texas is Mexico to everybody. I don't know why. There are other countries there, I swear. People forget Central America exists. New high of day. Wait, I gotta run that one back, Dr. J. You said you were a very supportive leader, always glazing and even defending people who are wrong. I'm assuming that's a shot at Tobias. Someone mentioned this strange phenomenon called spring, and I was like, what's that? What's spring? Yeah. We only get winter and summer here, and sometimes we get them in the same week. Spring. Our spring is spring with like times 95 humidity. So like a rainforest. I'm Himothy. Wait, let me stop. Yeah. Stop before, like, you get into a trade, then it's like, wait, I'm wrong. You check your contract and you're like, I'm in puts. Wait, who is it at then, Doctor? Who is it at? I gotta know. That was actually a really good one. That was like a subtle shot. I liked it. Facts. Most bipolar weather ever. Dude, it is. It is actually the most bipolar weather ever. Holy crap. Say that 3 times fast. Bipolar weather ever. Bipolar weather ever. We green. Yeah, good call-outs, Carter. Good job staying on task, too. I've been kind of fucking off. So I appreciate you being focused. I start reading messages and I get lost, man. I actually just like to read everybody's messages. Read that. Wait. Rode that 563 level all the way up. Oh, ride that. I see what you're saying. Also, it kind of talked about what we talked about, or it's doing what we talked about earlier. The liquidity and the higher low of the liquidity. And then you get that kind of move. This move is only possible because of this little bit of price action right here. This is just confirming that. And then this is the result. Now, will it always work out that perfect? No. But it's a minimal good risk to reward trade, because if you're wrong, you're only a little bit wrong. But if you're right really big. Aim small, miss small. If you know the movie I'm saying that from, you could be my best friend. Peep the 10-minute outside bar off the level, then it tests the 0.5 of the OB. Alright, so this is the OB I think he's talking about, right? No. That's not what he meant. It's got to be this one. So I was like, there's only 3 OBs in this chart. 1, 2, that's not one. And that is kind of, it is one, and it kind of fakes people out, because you can't really tell. So I'm assuming he means this one. Then we was off 1020. Oh wait, where's 1020? Okay, yeah, that candle. Okay. I was gonna say, it took me a minute to see it, because like your eyes instantly go onto this, and then I'm like, well, that's not what he meant, because you said 0.5 of it. I'm like, well, that's not gonna be right at all. That makes more sense, though. Yeah, I know. The higher lows of the OB. I see what you're saying now. Yes, 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 yes. I also like how that's positioned too. Which why did I just switch off the 10-minute? God, I'm such a spaz. Um, I like that it's also a higher low itself though. Like of this move up, you can kind of see it's like a halfway of this move up. Even without drawing that fib, you can see that. And then that pops up. So it's also like finding a good pattern in a good position. So really good find there, Carter. And yes, Vanessa, you could be my best friend. That is from the movie The Patriot. Aim small, miss small. I haven't seen that movie in forever, but I swear I've seen that movie like 1,000 times. I didn't have a lot of movies back then. I would just watch like a shit ton of the same movies. You know another good Mel Gibson movie, Vanessa, that doesn't even have Mel Gibson in it, but he's like the director or the producer or whatever the hell. Starts with an A. It's that Indian movie. Apocalypto. I had to think of it for a second. It's not. I always want to say Apocalypse. Apocalypto is pretty good. No, Dr. J, you're not even close to that border. What the hell are you talking about? I don't think there's a single person in chat that thinks you're annoying. That is all your self-thoughts thinking that, brother. I don't think anyone else thinks that. I wouldn't even put you close to that border. I could tell you the list and you wouldn't even be near it. Correct me, that movie has no English, right? Wait a minute. Is my brain about to break? Does that movie not have English in it? Hold the phone. Me going to my Microsoft movies right now to see. Need to be signed in. What? Oh, that's right. I had to change my password the other day. Son of a bitch. Alright, now I got it. Apocalypto, where you at? There you are. I go to a scene and it's someone beating somebody up. There's no talking. Wait, you're right. There is no fucking English. Damn, that movie's so good. You don't even think about it. Yeah, Mel Gibson's like the reason that movie was made. Damn, I didn't even think about that. It took me a second because whenever he calls him like Olark or something, and it means like almost or something. Dude, I watched that movie like, yeah, kind of like Sandal, like once every 2 years. You remember being the first movie ever you watched where you didn't even notice because it was so good? Yeah, it's so... it took me a minute to remember that. Talk to Jay, you caught me. I was just fishing for compliments. Wait, I have to know though. Who were the subtle shots being taken at, dude? I have to know. That was a good message, though. Damn, you baited me pretty well, though. I thought you were serious about that. You thought you were pretty annoying. Now I find you annoying. Nah. I had no idea. Well, totally don't notice because it's so good. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm just glad I'm not alone in this conversation. You actually made me pull open my Microsoft movies to see if it had English or not. Damn. Everybody go drop a reaction on Gold Creation's post in the results and review channel real quick. He did take or follow the call out in the stream with Kevo and I, but he posted a super in-depth review. Because again, it's not like he just straight up followed someone else call it out. Like, I'm sure he kind of understood what was going on too, but it gave him extra confidence, kind of thing. And I really like this post by him because it's nice when someone does do something like that because it shows they're getting something out of it, not just here to try to get a couple bucks. Which, yes, you should try to make money, but let's also try to learn at the same time. So you can do it yourself. Because, again, this isn't one of those chats where you come in and you just learn and someone else calls out. Like, no, we want you to learn so you can do it yourself. I don't want you to rely on anybody. I don't want you to rely on me. I don't want you to rely on Kevo. I don't want you to rely on Leland. I don't want you to rely on anybody except yourself. And I'm probably the only person who will ever tell you that in your entire life, or at least trading related. Because it's not about subscription money. It's not about membership signups. It's not about getting a billion people in here. Like, I don't really care about that. It's already cool having a chat full of people who know how to do things themselves. Whether they were here and knew nothing and learned, whether they kind of knew something, got in here and learned some more, whether they knew everything they could ever learn, got in here and changed to this system, it doesn't matter to me. It's just good updates, good energy, keeping it going, keeping it flowing. There's going to be ups and downs. And showing your worth, too. Like, not just showing up and just dropping a like on the stream. Like, I'm really happy for you, but, like, you know, show up. Talk to people in chat. What's up? How are you doing? What are you trading? What are you looking at? Drop some updates, you know? It's not about getting me bigger. I don't give a shit. This chat's already as cool as it can get. Like, it's so cool seeing Trade Floor just flow on its own. And I don't have to go in there and say anything. No one has to go in there and say anything. Like, everybody's just doing it on their own. That's what a trade floor should look like. That's what a community should work like. Not, alright guys, make sure you get in here so you can do some call outs. You can all rely on me. Like, no, that's stupid. It is nice to give call outs, though. We're going to keep doing that. But I just want you to know you should also add your 2 cents to it. I really like that Golden Creation did that. He also posted his own review, showed he also had some thinking behind it. It wasn't just follow. There was a lot more going on there. So really, really cool post by him in the results channel. And I hope you can hear what I just said, because that was a really cool post by him. What's up, Mikey? Yeah, you know, man, I had to stay for you. Yeah, Jaguar's Paul's name is Almost when he calls him that. What's the word he says, though? He's like, Olak. That freaky looking dude says it. Olak. Sandal, that's crazy you remembered that guy's name. Jaguar Paul. I couldn't remember it. I remember their faces really well. I really think that's why this is by far my favorite community. It's so obvious. You're not just about flexing and making money. It's really just about having, like, people that can just do shit on their own. Because then making money becomes easier. Like, it's already happening. If you look in chat, there's already, like, basically free call. I don't like to say this, though. I hate saying it, but there is legit free call-outs in chat, like, every day. And it's by any level of person. Almost every day in chat. Whether it's Kevo or Leland or you see me and like 5 other people just updating a bunch, like it's crazy how when people work together, how much easier shit can get. But this is only possible if you're all in the same system, you're kind of looking at things in a similar way. which it's really just logical price action that we use in chat. It's not really anything special. Yeah, I would say if anything, our strategy is boring, and that's why it's not so popular. But honestly, good. I'd rather it be that way forever. Imagine if everybody was trading pre-market high breakouts. God, dog. I'd never get a trade. Imagine if everybody treated the current day open with as much importance as we do. We would never trade it again. Mayan hunters' names are hard to forget. Okay, fair enough. Happy with the trade floor now. Really flooded with charts, ideas, and all our gold. Dude, for real. It really is like a nice change of pace. I mean, I think for the longest time we've worked towards that, but I would definitely say this is the best it's been. Yo, yo, yo. Got some air. Blew the whole front yard off of sticks and stuff. The puppy is pissed. Glad you're back, Maddie. Glad I'm still here. Yeah, I try to go from like pre-market to like 11, kind of like right now, but towards the end of the stream, I honestly just like catching up with you guys. I'm still kind of watching this, but... And of course, if we have any questions, we can go over stuff, but just seeing what everyone's up to. Oh, how was the stream, though, today? I am going to end it here pretty soon. But it was really nice having Kevo in here. I like the ideas we're getting of slowly giving more people permission based on experience in here, I would say. Experience and trust. I would say there's definitely a trust factor that I take into account. And what else? The updates, the callouts were nice. Honestly, I didn't see any bad updates from anyone in here in chat today. SK brought up something nice. There was a few people. It's hard for me to remember everyone's names, and I just remember what y'all talked about. But there were a lot of really good things brought up by you guys today in the text chat here and YouTube chat. And while we were going over things and Kevo was in here, we covered some of them. So that was honestly really cool. Y'all kind of made it kind of fun to go back and forth with each other while covering the market, because it was a little slow. So if we would have just sat here and just been updating, it would have been quiet. But I'm glad you guys threw out some stuff so we could kind of, go back and forth instead of it just being, silent as hell in here. So, yeah. So thank you guys for also just being a really good audience and actually bringing something to the table. But yeah, thank you guys again. I'm going to end the stream here. Love each and every one of you. Seriously, thank you guys for being here, the updates, everything. Make sure you check out content you need to catch up on. If you don't really know where to look, reach out. And, I want to give you guys a challenge. I want you guys to like talk about or link one of your favorite videos or something into the chat or something later on in the day, because there's like some people in chat who have only dived into the beginning of the videos or at the old stuff, and then there's some of you that have watched all of it. To some of you that have seen a majority of my channel or been here for a while and kind of seen all of it pan out, share one of those videos that maybe not everybody's clicked on. Because it is kind of funny when, and I can't get mad at anybody, because when they're like, hey, I've never heard of order of operations, like, I really can't get on to them, because it's not like I'm sitting here saying that term every day in stream, but that is something that I find to be one of the most crucial things of the strategy, so I really do challenge some of you to kind of like send a video or talk about a video that you think are kind of slept on maybe, but not really in terms of views. I just mean in terms of like, maybe we don't talk about it all the time, but it's an important topic. So I do challenge some of you to do that, but thank you guys again. Have a great rest of your day. I feel better that it took him 3 to 5 years to get there. Yeah, and you'll find that that's a very common occurrence among the more successful people that trade. I would literally tell you, anyone in my chat right now that's doing okay or doing good, they've been around for 3 to 4 years. It's not that's why I give Leland such high regards and praise, and my friend Jason for back in the day, because they're probably two of the only anomalies I've seen that have done some damage within a year, right? And it still took them years to get comfortable with doing that damage, don't get me wrong, but they're the only two people I've ever seen do that, right? How many traders do you think I've witnessed being an owner of a Discord group in which trading is the whole focus? I've literally seen thousands come and go. I've seen thousands on other people's groups, on Twitter, on everything. I've never seen two people like Jason and Leland. It takes people 5 years to do what they've done in 2, right? So that's why I glaze them so much. Like, I really do believe they're just that good. But it's also because of the amount of hard work they've done. If you've seen the amount of back testing and, the guides and the videos Leland has done, he didn't do that for everyone else's sake. I mean, he did, but the major reason for it was because he had a lot of information just overloading in his head. He had to get it out. He could get it out, and it's there, and he can go back to it if he needs to. It's also just going to be in his head forever because now he's put it into a place where it'll be saved forever, you know? So some of it's not even like that. Some of it's just like you're just so passionate about a certain subject or a certain topic or a certain something about the market, and you just get into it. You make a video over it. You go make a guide over it. You end up just typing about it a bunch just to get it out of your system, really. And it's really cool to see. But yeah, so I will definitely see you all later again. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day. And yeah, see ya.